I am a fragile, tanky dwarf.
It's okay, you've got more life than everyone else.
I'll say it takes 2 hits to kill you. You look.
And I have like advantage for my saving throws for death, so yay. I'm slightly less likely to die.
A squirrel could look at me wrong and I'd die.
I think a squirrel might be a little over leveled for you.
Is
Looking at the stats for things, man.
An emaciated starving squirrel?
Maybe start with like a plant or something.
I didn't roll the best of stats to begin with, unless it's my charisma. Thank God for that, I guess.
Ah, you too. You also rolled like nothing above a 14, I'm guessing.
The only positive, anything that gives me plus to anything is +1 to con, and then my charisma, which gave me +3. That's it.
I think Tink there, Titanic has got like the best stats of almost any character that rolled up.
Have you got a +3?
Only because my starting talent gave me +2 to charisma.
Oof.
So that helped out, thankfully.
Tom got pretty all round, not bad.
Yeah.
I have 5 hit points.
It's okay, because a lot of the level 1 things do D4 damage, so you'll survive those at least.
As long as they don't have any modifiers to strength.
I think a lot of enemies, the only thing is, a lot of the enemies, I kept forgetting this, and the other one is, they have more than one attack. So when they attack twice. But it's...
Oh, lucky them.
But they were fighting orcs on Tuesday, and those things are supposed to have 2 attacks, but it doesn't like roll it twice when you click on it, so you're supposed to just like remember to do it twice, and I kept forgetting, so I ended up just rolling with advantage for them, which I kind of feel like works better anyway. But yeah, I think that's the difference between things that are kind of like level 1, 2, and things that are like level 3, 4, 5. They start getting like more attacks rather than necessarily being stronger. You got enough weapons, Tink? Fuck's sake.
How many weapons has Tink got?
Bastard sword, glaive, and a whip.
Why?
He needs options, apparently.
Why the whip?
The guy in the tavern with just too many weapons strapped to his back.
No, maybe he's just got the whip wrapped around him for protection.
You can use bastard sword in one hand. It doesn't have to be two-handed, which would allow you to use a whip at the same time. And the whip gives you a bit of range.
The whip ties everything together.
I'm just trying to help a wee thing around the house for a few minutes. I'm just picking up the last couple of bits of gear. I'm thinking what other gear we might need to buy.
You can also buy stuff once we start and you're like in the town. You don't need to like all buy up front.
I'm just checking my notes from last time we discussed. I was thinking calotropes, flint and steel. I think flint steel.
I think Drac has a bunch of caltrops.
I didn't buy any because I have no space because my strength is 8, so my inventory is very very small. But
oh no, I'm thinking
someone have those.
I'm thinking the other game. I think somebody came out with like 4 caltrops.
Yeah, the other game they're very useful. I really want some, but again, I have no space. So
I've still got slots. I've still got another. Which got 8 slots. I've got so far is a sword. Yeah, I got basically a battle sword so I can use it with the whip. That's what I was thinking. My glaive obviously for a longer range as well as 2-handed attacks. Flint, steel, crowbar, and calatops. What's the calatops again?
Caltrops.
Caltrops. They're like spikes you throw on the ground. It's like a trap, basically.
Ah, cool.
Spiky tripods.
Yeah,
Makes
more dangerous version of stepping on Lego.
Yeah, they're like
this hinders movement.
Jacks.
You're
Things used to get one.
You're throwing a D4 on the ground.
Yeah, essentially. Metal dice.
Off the shop again. Trying to think anything else I need to buy really, or anything I should get probably.
You're buying
Bedroll and a
torches or-
ration and a torch. Yeah.
I'm gonna need to open the shop again so I can get it.
All right, you need that. Okay.
Yeah, it's not letting me access the shop.
There's a picture.
Figure it something.
Yeah, his
There's a picture
laptop
you
won't
just double
click on
click
it or
on.
something though.
Ah,
I'm using Chrome,
unfortunate.
maybe that might be why. Maybe use a different type of browser, maybe.
I use
I'm
Chrome.
using Chrome.
Yeah.
I'm on Chrome.
The browser won't matter, man.
Alright,
Yes.
what did they say I need to pick up then? What else is worth picking up?
I think a bedroll. Okay, you need a backpack first of all, because if you don't have the backpack, you can't carry all this stuff.
that's what the whip's for. He's just strapping it to his body, you know.
I said, belt. I said, take my belt off and whack you all.
bedroll if you're going to be camping out in the wilderness, and at least one thing of rations, just so you have some. And then a torch is a good idea, so you got a light source.
I'll need a herbalism kit actually, because I've got a build for herbalism. So.
Do know you have limited gear slots.
I picked that up for you. I have one of those, so you don't have to buy it.
Alright, cool. And rations, just pick up a ration.
Yeah, you get 3 rations in 1 slot. How much are these to buy? Buying it once should give you 3 for like a full slot, so you should only need to buy it once.
Do we need a torch? That's the question.
Oh, I might need to buy a torch actually, because mine's burned out.
I have a spell, but
it
doesn't always work.
I would say you don't need to, because other people have other light sources, but because you have so many free slots, you're as well carrying one.
So many free slots. I have 3.
I have no free slots.
He has 16 total, so he's almost as much.
Wait, I
as the
have
elephant.
16?
No, he does.
Oh, he does.
So I'll leave the extra 5 just in case needed for anything.
I'm now curious how tall you are, because if I'm a dwarf and I can carry 10, like I'm just imagining just me, just a walking shopping bag.
I usually got a big giant bag that's like twice the size on your back. I'm walking in just like a wee sort of satchel or walking in with the belly fits me.
So like, I'm stronger than the average dwarf, you're weaker than the average elephant. Somehow it comes close.
Oh, right. I need to give some of your characters the unarmed weapon, in case you decide to be unarmed. You already have it, you do not have it.
Yeah, give me that. A tusk someone.
I mean, you really don't want to be stuck using that, but unless you're the monk.
It will never see the light of day, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, obviously, for you. You'd be like slapping him with your wrist, like, get away from me.
I change what weapons I equip or something? Do I have to change that or anything?
You don't, well, if you want to swap them in battle, it will take an action as you reach into your pack and take it out and all that kind of stuff. So, whatever one you want to keep equipped and ready at hand, you should have equipped. They don't necessarily need to be drawn all the time, but those are the ones that are like in your scabbard or somewhere that's easy to reach that is not in your pack.
I'll just leave these 2 then for a try it out.
Oh, speaking of, how much money do you have left? Could anybody buy any healing potions or anything like that, or whatever they're called? Here, curative, restoratives.
Have some salves.
So, I touched on before, lore-wise, and Cal knows this because he was in the other one. 2 kingdoms are at war. There's one to the north called Armada, one to the south called the Varenth. You guys are going to be in the south. In order to avoid conscription or just being brought to the front lines, you have gone as far south as possible. So you're on this border town, border city called Janish, or at least that's where you're headed to. It sits at the far south of the kingdom and on the edge of this massive rainforest called the Namadna. So it's going to be hot, humid, raining all the time, monsoons, just very miserable and bleak. And then when it's not pouring down with rain and like landslides of mud everywhere, it is going to be like scorching hot, humid, with bugs biting you all over all the time. So that's where we're going to start off down there south. You're going to be going into the city in a second. I'm going to assume you're travelling together. You will have heard that there is a mercenary guild hall in this city where you can make coin by doing jobs, and they're called the Black Swords. Would you guys like to have been Black Sword members at a different guild hall in a different part of the kingdom previously, or are you only just going there for the first time now?
I like the idea of having come here because I'm a member of the guild hall.
I've probably been hired out by a few mercenary groups, so I've probably been known to be worked with them before.
Do you just want to be like a group that's met up previously and travelled for a little while together, or are you just kind of meeting up now at the front gate?
I would much prefer the first option, not for the second.
Yeah, I like the idea that we all know each other ahead of time.
Right, okay, so you spent a little while travelling at least and gotten to know each other, and that's why you've kind of decided collectively to go to this city, to seek out this guild hall. Maybe Braz is the only one that's actually worked for the Black Swords before, and he's like, hey, I'm going here to this place, and you guys are like, okay, that's a good idea, and you just like tag along with him. Which seems like a great idea until you get up to the city walls. Now, it's this stone-walled city. There's a small queue of people, mostly merchants, going through the gates to get in. But you can actively see them turning away this other Thanian, this big bull-headed kind of guy, a few people in front of you. And you can see the guards like yelling at him, and like one of them draws his sword and like points it in the Thanian's direction. The Thanian like grunts angrily and like storms off to the side. And just like walks away. Like they refuse him entry into the city. So upon seeing that, that's where we'll take off, and you guys can drive it forward from there.
Looks like they're turning good people away.
Well, we don't know that. Maybe he's a non-criminal or something. Troublemaker.
That's on. While the weather's calm.
Yeah, let's approach the city gates as a group and see what that was all about. See if we get the same treatment.
Okay, so you wait your turn. Next few merchants go through. Humans, elves. The elves here inhabit the rainforest to the south mostly, so they're like these dark-skinned tribal people. For the most part, you'll maybe see a couple of them coming to peddle their wares. Dwarves are not from this region; they're from like the far north. So Durdle, this is probably like new land to you. And of course, you're demon-born, so you've got horns and stuff as well.
Yeah, just super in place up here.
The guards, one of them lowers a halberd across the entrance as you approach. He's like, "Halt!" And he like gives you like an evil eye across the four of you. Addresses you, Godfrey, directly. What's your business?
We're here for work. Or trying to find some work, I should say.
Work? He spits in the ground. With these animals?
With these good people? Yes.
People? And he looks down at the dwarf. Like, that one's not even half tall.
People is not necessarily human, but anyone who can think for themselves is a people of some sort.
Are you some kind of scholar?
No, I'm not a scholar. Just don't judge a book by its cover, I suppose.
He like looks at the other guards. The other guard looks at another guard. The three of them just kind of like look at each other. Well, why should we let you in? There's a tax on animals being brought into the city. I think you should.
I'm sure we'd be more than happy to pay.
Let's see. There's 4 of you, so 8 silver should do it.
That seems a little high.
Well, your animals seem kind of big.
Oh yeah, as you pointed out, that one's only half the size.
The waves.
The one guard without the polearm like steps forward to you, Durdle, and just kind of looks around you. Now, I know you have horns. Are your eyes always glowing like that?
I feel like they don't necessarily actually glow unless a light hits them. They're just, like it's
like
just, they're just
eyes or something.
They're just red, but if there's a bright light, it looks like they're, glowing red.
He taps your helmet and touches your horn. These are coming
That
from
costs
you.
extra, pal.
He's like, what the fuck are you? These are coming out of your head.
Well, where else are they gonna grow?
He looks back at the other guards. And the guard's like, well, that one's clearly not human.
I'm a fucking dwarf! Of course I'm no human!
He looks down at you. He's like, dwarf? But there's no fire in your skin.
Are all humans the same skin color? Here?
Yeah, but all dwarves, they're made of fire. Everyone knows that.
Maybe not everyone knows that.
Look, that's the local kin. I come from the demon kin, so schweest. Right, we're different types.
Demon kin?
Oh my lord.
Where do you fucking think the horns come from?
So you said 4 silver, was it?
What do you mean demon kin?
Oh, Jesus.
You can see him
Like,
reaching for his belt.
Like, when a daddy demon and a dwarf woman want to make a dwarf baby, you get a demon-born dwarf, right? And that's me.
Pulls out his dagger and points it in your direction.
I mean, now you're flirting with me.
I hold up a placating hand and with my other hand hold up my symbol of Saint Agnes and say, he's on a holy pilgrimage to cleanse the demon from his soul and spirit.
How do we know you're
I
not
get-
planning on releasing this demon once he's inside the city?
What? To do what? To go shopping?
Look at the size of them. Look at the size of them. How much damage do you think this thing's going to cause? I could probably I can pick them up and toss them over my shoulder if worst case.
Oh, that would make me into a good weapon.
See, he likes it.
The guards begin to confer. They're like, I'm not sure about this. That one's clearly got this taint of evil on him, and then these two are like wild animals. We don't know what's going to happen if they go on a rampage.
On a rampage. Sirs, I promise, nothing is gonna happen. We're not troublemakers. We're just here to get some work and then we'll leave. No big deal.
All right, well, pay the tax, and then I'll send someone to escort you as you're making your way through the city. Where are you heading in here anyway?
What was it called? The Black Swords Mercenary
Black
Group?
Swords Guild Hall, yeah.
Yeah, the Guild Hall, yeah.
That lot. Okay, well that makes a little more sense, I suppose. 8 silver.
I'll take out 2 silver and hand it to him.
Okay, he just stands there with his palm out as you put 2 silver into it.
Right, that's my share of the tax.
I'll be a silver short. Can anyone spot me?
I'll spot you.
Hey, no, it's my turn this time. You bought the beers.
So I'll pay 1 silver and somebody else can pay me the 1 extra silver for myself.
Durdle will fight to pay the extra silver.
We'll do
Not aggressively fight, not aggressive, like more like the kind of like the rabble you have to try and pay the bill on time, like not actively punch people.
Mrs. Doyle and Father Ted.
Yeah,
Go on.
I was going to say rock, paper, scissors, durdle for it.
You know what? If you want it, okay, with D3, whoever rolls the highest wins, right?
Alright, there we go.
You won't do it normally, but again, the chance.
Oh, Turtle.
He threw his hand first. He's like, all right, okay, wait, on 3 we go. 3, and he just throws paper.
Tanik just puts like both hands like, huh? I must have understood the game.
What?
It's slash R, not R slash. Amazing.
Both of us put our hands in paper. All right, it's like, okay, one
No,
more
we're
time.
going rock and saying rock.
Right.
On the ground.
Next round.
Jesus.
Ah.
We'll go scissors next.
How about you
Everything
both
comes
pay
to a halt.
the silver so that
Yeah.
he takes extra?
Yeah.
Okay.
We could split it 50-50. 50 copper, 50 copper.
He
right?
takes or they just both pay it and they overpay.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, all right then.
So I'm back
Yeah,
net
it's
1
the rules
silver.
of double draw. We both have to pay.
Takes the silver, puts it in his little purse pocket, nods over to the one guard and whispers to him. And that guard like pulls out his sword. And he's like, all right, you lot, come on in.
So we just paid an extra silver to the guard. Got it.
And for that, you get your own personal escort through the streets of Janish.
We just got robbed. I want everyone here to know we just got robbed.
You look more privileged. We got an escort.
Yeah, we're being babysat as we walk through the streets.
Does the rain ever give up?
You may well ask that. The guard just grumbles, it's monsoon season. The streets are awash with rainwater. The gutters are filled with flowing, kind of dirty looking water. You get to see some people urinating on the side, some people washing their clothes off in it, children playing in it. The
Oh god,
streets
that's
are-
terrible.
Streets are bustling with merchants and traders up and down. It's a fairly large city. Better off than you might expect this far out, this far south. Clearly it is a trade hub between the different civilizations. You occasionally see like a Thanian walking around. It tends to be the wildebeest looking guys rather than the elephants or the Leots. And they tend to have like smaller horns. They look a little more human, so they're maybe like half human. You're not going to really see any half orcs or dwarves. You may occasionally see a few elves here and there, but vast majority of people here are human. And because it's like a tropical region, everybody's like darker skin, black hair usually. You can see some of the tribal people who have came in from the rainforest. They're wearing less clothes and they've got their hair tied back in like unique hairstyles and braided top knots and stuff like that. And then the people who are actually of the Rapuj, which are the dominant culture here, they tend to have like black wavy hair, and they would tend to wear like red coloured clothing or purple, and they look as if they're like wealthier and in charge. The guards themselves are wearing a sort of bronze metal as the armor pieces, and then like red tunics underneath that. But this guard, he's gonna like kind of usher you down the street. He puts his sword away once you're like inside, and he's just like walking along behind you, just kind of like herding you along in the direction of the Black Swords Guild Hall. But you can smell like the spices in the air and the sizzling of meats and stuff that are being cooked at the stalls to the side. So what do you want to do? Do you want to just go straight to the guild hall, or do you just want to look around?
I'm feeling very upset that we just got robbed at the gate, so I would like to make the money back.
Sure.
I mean, guild hall.
Guild hall. Yeah, it would march you along the streets, and then it indicates for you to take a right. You take a right there, and you see a lot more kind of like stone buildings. It looks like a temple. Braz, you probably recognise the emblems and such of your patron saint, as well as that of Madeira and Ord. You're guessing by the prominence of the Ord temple that is the one that is the primary source of worship here. But going past those, you see buildings that might be administrative buildings or something, and then you just come up to one which is a fairly grandiose stone sculpture building made out of this sort of yellowed sandstone, and it's got this like writing that's kind of like a Sanskrit sort of text all over it, and these like decorative pillars made of like cubes and other geometric shapes. And the guard just like motions to you. Right, well, this is your destination. If I leave you here, can I trust you not to cause any trouble?
We're being the employee of the Black Swords. We're not looking to lose our job on the first day.
All right, good. Well, you're their problem now. And he like turns around and walks off.
I'm just gonna flip him the bird when he walks away. I don't know if that means anything or not, but it'll make me feel better.
The building does not appear to have like a door as such. It's just like a doorway, an archway that you can walk through to go into the inner court.
Should we get out of the rain, let the Black Swords know that we're here, see what's what?
Actually, I'm gonna have to drag your guy out every time here. You just walk in, and there is a large man with black hair and like red robes. He's like sat in the middle of the courtyard. He's just letting the rain fall on top of him. He's just sat there cross-legged.
If he's either the only one there or the most prominent one there.
He does seem to be the only one there. Doesn't seem to be anyone else walking around.
Go straight up to him.
He's sat there, his hands positioned upwards, his eyes closed. And as you approach him, obviously you're quite large. He maybe senses your presence, and he's like, "Yes, my friend, how may I be of service?"
Four are here to enlist with the Black Swords. A company that I myself have worked with in the past. I've gathered these three, seeking employment in these lands.
He opens his eyes, puts his hands on his knees, and just springs to his feet and turns around to face you. He's quite a tall man, broad-shouldered, very well muscular. You can see he's got like scarring on his forehead and his the right cheek. And he extends an arm towards you, and then turns his palm face up, and you can see down the length of his forearm like a big tattoo of a black sword.
Would that be something that Braz would also sport, having worked for them before, or is that something that he's not?
If you've decided to become a full member, yes.
Would it be safe to say he had in the past?
If you like,
that something?
Totally you, yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea of having that established.
Sure. You recognise the gesture. You grab him by the forearm, he grabs your forearm, and you just do the shake. Welcome, my friend. How far have you travelled?
I'll look over to the others, see if they want to explain that we've come from the north or not.
I don't see why it would be a secret, but my answer would just be quite a way.
Well, you look soaked to the bone. Please, come through and dry yourselves. And he motions to like another archway, which goes into a stone building. Walks over to the unlit fireplace and starts to light it. And then he points over to a table where there's like tiles, and like bedding and cushions for you to sit. Please, dry yourselves. Make yourselves comfortable. It's an eclectic party you have here, my friend. My name is Anu Mahalanambus. What is your name?
Braz will be toweling, sort of rubbing the towel either side of his head as he tries to dry himself, as he's a bit of a fuzzy elephant. And he'll respond with, I'm Braz,
Braz.
servant
Nods
and
his head.
pilgrim of the Saint Aragnis. And he'll hand over his chest where he's got an amulet hanging from a necklace in plain view in front of his gambeson, and sort of lean his head forward. His big elephant ears doing a little pleasant flap, or a pleased flap.
I see, Braz. And who are your colleagues here?
I'll let
Hi.
him introduce himself.
I'm Darno. You probably tell demon-born dwarf. Used to be a pit fighter, now a mercenary. I'm gonna be honest, I'm here for the money.
He just nods his head and smiles. I think I've seen my share of men who have passed through here with nothing but coin in their hearts. You're welcome, Durdle.
Sort of taps his helmet with his hand in a sort of like a weird type of salute.
Might I assume that fighting in the pits, you were not doing so out of choice?
You know, any job you can get, and I'll be honest, these kind, and he sort of taps the horns, these kind of limit your career opportunities.
Indeed. Well, there is no judgment in the Black Swords. We only care about your merit. If you can raise a sword and defend yourself, you're good enough for us.
Speaking of, is there a lot of judgment here against non-humans? It seems.
There has been some trouble in the past with Thanians, but mostly it's born out of ignorance.
Can we expect to get fleeced every time we want to leave and come back into the city?
Ah, so the guards gave you a rough time that day. At least you're wise enough not to cause a ruckus with them. No, I will speak on your behalf and ensure that you are not troubled again as you come and go from the city.
Good. Otherwise, I don't know what kind of jobs we could be taking if we were going to be losing
He,
so much silver every time we leave and come back.
yeah, he turns to Brass and he's like, if you'd perhaps explain to them you were with the Black Swords and shown them your tattoo, they may have let you enter. But I will speak anyway.
I think the saying we're here to work with the Black Swords gave us a discount. Definitely. Yeah, they dropped it. I think they're very gracious to drop it from 8 to 4 silver. Am I right in correct in remembering?
No, it was still 8.
Oh, it's still 8.
It was still 8.
No.
Well, I mean,
I tried to be like 4 silver, and they just completely ignored me.
well, they may have not let you in at all otherwise, but yeah.
Yeah, I got the impression they mentioned it with the Black Swords gave them leeway with the fact that they considered us to be mindless beasts. But yes, that entry fee was a bit of a stinger.
Yes, the guards have been a little more, shall we say, aggressive in the past few months. They are fewer in number than usual. They are barely holding on to order in the city. It's mostly down to the predisposition of the people here, their adherence to law, that's kind of kept things functioning. But the criminal elements are starting to grow. So I'm not surprised that they are rinsing people for money at the gate. And what have
They
you...
just hire
Sorry.
more guards.
Well, many of them have been drawn into the army to fight to the north. Recruitment has not been going well. Perhaps part of their prejudice towards the Thanians has been because they know soon we will be reaching out to the Thanians for assistance.
Especially if my lot. Big hearty lion sort of laugh.
Yes, Leot, and what is your name?
My name is Tannic. I'm here for my own different reasons.
As long as you can handle a sword, Tannic, or whatever is your preference, you're welcome here. But he says,
booze and work, I'm happy.
of course, we have wine. In fact, allow me to fetch some. And he leaves the room for a second. He'll come back in with a tray with a pitcher and some glasses. Or they're more likely to be flagons, actually, no glasses. And he fills them up with wine, pours one for each of you, one for himself, makes himself comfortable on some cushions in the corner. So you must tell me, what kind of work are you looking for here then, Braz?
Work that four of us can accomplish as a group. We all know we're not adverse to any fighting. As you mentioned earlier, upholding the local laws.
When he said we're not adverse to fighting, I'm just gonna give him a look, like excuse me, like I don't say anything, but I'm like giving him like what the fuck.
Okay, I think I have a.
I'm now imagining him choking on his wine, just going.
I think I have a simple task that the four of you could accomplish together. I must ask your friends here, Godfrey, Durdle, and Tannic, though. Are you wanted for crimes anywhere?
Durdle pauses for a moment and goes, I think demon-born aren't permitted in some places of the world, but I don't think I've committed a crime. Unless existing counts as one.
None in this none in this god's realm.
Godfrey just.
I'm a humble witch. I'm not wanted anywhere.
Good. Not that we are adverse to those with a past, but obviously, if you are wanted by authorities from somewhere, it can affect things. And I must assume that you've all taken a life before, yes?
On occasion. Kinda happens when you're fighting in a pit.
How about you, Godfrey?
I would say yes, but not with like a weapon in my hands. You know, obviously I use magic, but
Yes, of course. I mean, we must all play to our strengths.
I just raise an eyebrow. They says, "Do you think?"
He smiles and laughs a little. Yes, of course, Tannic. These are just basic questions that we ask all applicants to the Black Swords. But as for your task, as you can see, we're a little short-handed here. Some of our members are out on jobs currently. Others have been requisitioned into the armed forces and are working as a company up north. So I am the functioning guild master at the moment. So if you're to take tasks from here, it will be with myself that you are taking your jobs from. I hope that is acceptable. We do not have anything really such as a ranking or hierarchy here. We're not the army. But I would be the one who would be taking care of the administration and logistical duties here in the guild for the time being. If we're
so do you guys have like a job posting, or do we have to come to someone in particular and get a job?
We take messengers who will come here from the various masters. Many of them are taken to the governor of the city, and the governor will pass the ones that they do not want to deal with onto us, and we will do them for a fair fee.
Right. I meant like, is there someone within here we can go and look at all the available jobs, or do we have to go talk to like a receptionist or something?
You would be
As well.
talking to myself, unless I am not present, of course. If something were to happen to me, then Braz, if you were the only other member present, you would become the functioning guild master. But you know this, of course, because you are one of the Black Swords. But on the subject of a task, yes, I have a job that came in that I didn't have the hands to send anyone out. There is a village off to the east, just a little over a day's march away through the rainforest. The village is called Shavara, and they've been having trouble with some bandits. They've offered a fee, a reward for taking care of these bandits that have been harassing them and their farmers. But does that sound?
I'm just gonna be standing at the back of Badger's head the whole time.
Does that sound like something you could take care of?
Raz won't give consent until he looks at the rest of the group, but he looks happy to nod.
Durdle would give a thumbs up, like, hey, job.
Excellent. These are not rich villagers, so the fee that they're offering will equate to roughly 50 silver a head. Sorry, not 50 silver, 5 silver a head.
Obviously, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I assume you are well supplied already.
Yes, but we don't have anywhere to stay as of yet. Can we count? Do you have a bunk room that we can?
Of course, we have many rooms here, and you're free to sleep where you want.
Is it? Oh, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
That's because most of the rooms are provisioned with bread and wine. We also have fruits brought in from the forest, so you won't need to eat your own provisions while you're staying here. And we have rooms you can rest in, yes.
This is where we can keep our equipment when we're not needed it.
Of course. We have a lock safe and a vault here where you can leave anything you need. I will give you a key so that you can access it yourself.
Brilliant.
So yeah, if you've got any items that need stashed, you should be able to stash it on your sheet, and this is where it will be stashed.
Toggle stash. Okay, that's nice.
Since we're calling the town, we say it's a town or a city?
This is classed as a city. It's like a large town, but because it's got a wall, the big stone wall around it, it's a city.
Outside of the obvious dislike of what was the name of the race again? Thanian,
but you are a Loxodon, yeah.
Yeah. Outside of the obvious dislike of Thanian, is there any other laws that we need to keep a watch out for when we're staying in the city?
Well, obviously the standard laws of Varenth apply, so thievery, murder, insulting the leadership are all strictly prohibited. Also, blasphemy against any of the main gods, Madeira, Ord, your saint that you worship. And practicing the dark arts is also forbidden, such as necromancy.
So the entire party just stares at Godfrey for a moment.
I don't do necromancy. Thank you very much.
No, of course not. And we the Black Swords are, we recognise that you have to play to your strengths. So, but just within the sight of the guards in the city, if you were to use such magics, maybe keep that hidden.
I'm not sure which powers are considered dark magic, but
Necromancy, mind control, things that interfere with a person's free will.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Because obviously coming in and casting that sort of thing on the governor of the city or somebody in charge of the guards or the money would be highly problematic.
Usually if you have to ask, there's a very high chance
Yes.
that it is going to be, yes, it is dark magic.
Hypnotizing dark magic, it's just a little hocus pocus.
And your power of suggestion.
These are not the powers you are looking for.
As you alluded to, Durdle, Demonborn or such are feared. Most do not understand the nature of these celestial and demonic beings. And quite often demonic beings come through and they are vengeful and hateful and destructive, so their reputation is earned. So I would imagine most will be highly suspicious of you.
I noticed a temple on the way in. If we were to get him, ordained, or is there a chance to get a pass from the temple that might make his life a bit easier in the city?
I was just checking who Turtle was.
Are you trying to get me baptized again?
Oh no!
It didn't take the first time. It won't take the next.
Well, whilst you're here, it's the perfect place for it. It's one of those all god temples here. It's not just my god this time.
So you do
Look,
worship.
We've tried a nature god, we tried a water god, and I don't think holding my head underwater counted as a baptism.
Just think if your heart really wasn't in it those times, I reckon this time would be different.
What would be Durdle's kind of relationship? Because it's got you down as Ord as your deity. So is that who you kind of follow, or do you find that they're just more accepting of your nature?
I feel like Ord is a bunch of pit fighters we're praying to, and he's doing it more like, hey, everyone else done that. That seems to be what they're done. And I feel like the pit fighters that he was with, it was kind of like tradition that you worshipped Ord, and it was just stuck.
Which is odd, because he's the god of magic, knowledge, secrets, and equilibrium.
They're not smart. He's not a very smart dwarf.
Don't you should be my god? You've mine.
I feel like you may have inadvertently stumbled into a cult of secrets. Because he's called the Secret Keeper.
You have a secret belief that your spirits go into a volcano, and
But okay, it's based on your personal experience of guys who you were with who were also Ord worshippers, and they were accepting of you, right?
Yes, and I don't think he was smart enough to really understand what he was doing.
Sure.
But I don't think he was. I think it's kind of one of those ones where they're like, "Hey, are you a worshipper of Ord?" And he turned his head and he just saw a thing and he went, "Aye, yeah," so he could get the job.
Well, do I need to be one of those in order to work here?
Okay, so definitely not practicing. Let's just check our Godfrey, you're better just not telling people. Tanic, you're better just not telling people.
Yeah, I'm not telling nobody what mine is.
Yes, I guess the dimension of religion, gods and temples and that, the rest of you are just kind of like looking at your feet and shuffling a little bit.
I think in case
I
you
just
didn't
pick my wing
catch
back.
it, Braz is very loud and proud about his faith for Saint Teragnis.
I imagine the others are just quite comfortable letting you be the focus when it comes to religious stuff.
I can picture when Braz starts talking about like religion, his ears start flapping a wee bit and that if you're happy, like a wee puppy or something.
Happy Barbar.
Cut out a bit. What was that last bit?
I can picture your character's ears sort of every time he talks about religion starts like flapping or moving around quite a lot.
That's it.
Yes, so he's will sit and drink and have something to eat with you, let you warm up and dry off by the fire. He'll produce a map of the immediate area and just indicate the road you need to take going east. It begins as a road and then turns into a path as you kind of go sort of northeast off of it, and that will take you towards the village, and it is about a day's trek before you get there.
Is there any? Do you know anything about this? Like, who gave us, who turned in the mission, the quest, what do you want to call it?
Yes, the village elders sent one of their youths as a messenger. He came with a sack of coin, looking for people to help them.
Is he still here? Or is he already head back?
No, he's already head back.
What was the name of the village again?
Shavara.
Sevra.
Shvara.
Sorry if you've already said, but what was the nature of the request? Did the runner give any impression?
It didn't say kill bandits. It said take care of the bandit problem,
Yes.
basically.
Bandits are harassing the village, and they want you to stop the harassment.
No, so we can assume it's a classic bandit extortion of an isolated village situation.
Yeah, that's all it's going to be.
Kill the bandits, take their heads, drink their blood.
We don't have to kill the bandits. That's not.
As it's our first time in the area, would you know of any of the local wildlife we should keep an eye out for to avoid that?
Yeah, he leans back, and he takes out a little rolled up cigarette he has and starts to smoke it. Well, as he breathes out, there are of course the snakes. The larger ones will try and swallow you whole, and the smaller ones will inject you with venom, which will paralyze and then kill you. There's the spiders. You don't want to get too many of them around you. The ants. There's the small species which can bite you thousands of times and cause you to go into shock and your heart to stop. Or there's the larger ones who might carry you underground and devour you whole. And then he just starts reciting off like increasingly dangerous creatures all the way up to, and then of course there's always the chance that you may come across a dragon.
Been staring at Tanic, hoping that he's taking all that in as Braz gets more and more worried about traveling and surviving in the wilderness out of this way.
It's like he's half asleep by the way because he's drank too much wine.
Because you haven't had the chance, I don't know if you want to confer and let each other know what kind of abilities you have and such.
Yeah, so by this point you guys would have seen Braz has access to a couple of spells thanks to his piety. Every time he casts the spell Light or Cure Wounds or fails to do, it's usually thanks to or failure because of Saint Teragnis is angry with him. I don't know if we've yet had the chance to have to fend off undead as a group, but he also does have access to the Turn Undead ability. He always likes to carry around his trusty crowbar. He's got flint and steel and a lantern, just in the event he can't cast a light spell. and some salves. Some of you might have noticed he might have a bit of a penchant for stimulants as well sometimes. So if anyone else happens to enjoy a stimulant during a night watch, then that's certainly something that you might have bonded with Braz about in the past. I think because Braz is a type of Thanian, yeah, you may as well know that he's also quite bit of a pack mule, essentially, in humanoid form. So he is able to carry a lot more than your average person. And thanks to that, he does have plenty of bandages, and enough oil, flasks of oil to fill a lantern twice over, as well as rations. Rope, too, is always at hand with Braz. He's got one of those big backpacks on his back that has like a bedroll on top, like rope hanging off one side, crowbar with a lantern hanging off the back too.
I'll go. Tannic is obviously a Leonet. A lot of their species are sort of like being, what's the word for it? Sort of land was destroyed where they stay. So sort of like wee groups nowadays, and based on their nature, a lot of them tend to pack together in like military or sort of like mercenary groups, but they tend to work together. I just sort of have a bit of a black sheep in a sense, because I will obviously tend to work alone or join alternate types of groups. A lot of the Leonets though have respect for Braz's species, because a lot of them help take them in or support them during the time when the land got taken, when lands were destroyed. So I've got sort of a more respect to, say, Braz than anyone else within the group in a sense, as that's a natural intake of my species. Though I won't follow him in terms of religion, and I tend to avoid any sort of concepts of religion, and it's not in a sense of a more of a fearful way of like going too close or into those areas of like churches and such.
And you're the ranger, right?
I'm the ranger, yeah. I was going to say actually I need to actually buy armor because I don't have that thick hide ability anymore. Just noticed.
Yes, I split the Thanians into 3 species based on the 3 different talents. So your talent is roar rather than the thick hide.
I'll buy some armor before we leave.
I mean, you're AC 13 without it, so it's not too bad anyway.
Yeah, it's no slouch.
True. Probably could go try without it and see what happens. What's the worst that happened?
I mean, more is better, don't get me wrong.
I've got the gold for it, so I may as well. That's what I was thinking.
And obviously, as a ranger, you have the ability to craft herbs, stimulants, curatives, and you've got advantage on a whole bunch of skills associated with rangers.
Yes, so I brought that out to points. So basically, technically, I said most of our times are military, more and mercenary ones. I'm sort of more ranger because I've been more lone-wise. So I basically got best our skills in like navigating, tracking, bushcraft, stealth, and wild animals. Advantages against or hunting. And as I'll say, I've got herbalism as well, learning to make my own sort of remedies on the go on it.
I can rely on you to back me up with salves if I run out.
Stimulants when you snort it all.
Yeah. And unlike basically, like I said, being like normal rangers are quite long ranged, or mixed between mine is more close ranged. I tend to want to go into battle and take everything out quickly. That's basically the story of him.
I had to walk away when we were describing the woodland creatures we would encounter. It came back to people describing themselves. So what are we doing?
Woodland creatures, he just escalated through the lowest things.
Oh, I heard it all the way up to the spiders that would.
Yeah, and then you know, like panthers and all that kind of stuff, reptilians that inhabit the woods, all the way up to like dragons.
Okay.
And then we thought we'd fill each other in and what we could eat, what we can all do.
Yeah, I was just giving you a chance to kind of tell each other what you did, so you know what kind of capabilities you have.
Oh, I'm basically useless. Apparently, my only my only good quality is that I'm the only human in the party, and this city seems to be, you know.
So
You
far,
blend it
that is
really well.
worth its weight in gold.
It seems to be racist against people not human, so maybe that would help out a little bit.
Well, that's not entirely true. You got a bunch of spells.
You
I
got
am.
a sick ass hat. I mean, that hat means a lot.
I do like the hat. The hat is very stylish in my opinion.
It's funny you say that
But
because that was his primary thing when he was making the character. He's like, you need to make sure he's got
exactly.
the hat.
He said, "What do you want?" I said, "He's got to have a witch's hat. I don't care about almost anything else."
We're talking wide brim, crooked on the top. Oh,
You've also got a bunch of languages. I think when we were doing Tom's, we figured that you've got pretty much every language sort of covered.
I do speak, yeah, I guess that. I'm not a scholar, but for some odd reason, I do speak 5 different languages or more. So, my most useful spell I thought was going to be the Wishlight spell, but then I heard the cleric say he also had a light spell. So, thanks for that.
You'll find uses. We'll find uses for you.
I don't know if I mentioned I got cure wounds earlier.
Yeah, I heard that part too. Yeah. My other magic is I guess it would be frowned upon here. Hypnotize would be frowned upon here.
In the city, frowned upon, yes.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'd bring that up or not, but
Used on law-abiding citizens. That's a big no-no.
Well, I'm assuming you would have had this kind of conversation beforehand when you're traveling together anyway.
yeah.
But it's just so you like as players knew what you could do.
I do have a damaging spell, but not a lot of damage. But that's okay.
Yeah,
And
just
then I mostly rely on hypnotize, and I'm gonna rely on hypnotize and shadow dance. So I guess misdirection would be the main point of my kit.
Nice.
Girdle's just a tank. No, like literally, his abilities are he gets to reroll his health gains. He has an ability if he does damage to restore health. Another ability that he could just get back up from dying after a Constitution check. A talent that on an 18, 19, or 20 he gets up from a dying check. And he has resistance against he has advantage for con checks against injury, poison, or extreme conditions. So again, he's just a tank.
So
You level 2 already, by chance?
what was that about health gains? What that first one?
He starts with +2 HP, but he also rolls hit point gains with advantage.
So like if I cure wound you, does that mean it's
No, it's on level up. I think
Yeah,
it's on level up.
okay?
I forgot to mention, and I've got ability roar. Basically, as an action, I made defining roar because all enemies within earshot equal to my level or less to become afraid.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Does it depend who you see as an enemy? Because like you might be really pissed at a member of the party.
We'll find out with the drunken brawl time.
Forehead.
I did define it as enemies so that it shouldn't happen to party members.
Unless we come in a drunken brawl and I think everyone's an enemy.
I was going to say, despite Durdle's massive HP and tanks abilities, he did go down to 1 HP from a bunch of like lightly armored peasants.
I'm getting armor.
I didn't say he was a good tank. I said he's just a tank. Like he may have tinfoil armor on this tank, but it's still a tank.
Just a reminder, I only heal a D6 at the moment, so
You could get me to full at any point in the game.
And more.
Yeah, with a little bit left over, if I can have a little overshield healing,
I'm just imagining you're so healthy, your heart just grows 3 times, and you just keel over it.
turns out a bit like the end of Akira if I overheal you.
So how much HP would my familiar have?
Would you get a familiar?
I do have a familiar, but
Yeah,
I don't have
I'm
any.
just
I don't have like a character sheet for it or anything. But it's just a Raven, so I'm assuming it doesn't really have anything. It's literally just a way for me to
Let
focus
me
my spells
check if
through the
there is a
familiar.
Raven
If you got a hat like that, it needs
or
to be a
something
raven, really.
similar.
Because the only reason I asked for his hit points because it says if it dies, I can like bring it back, but I have to sacrifice my own HP to do it. So I was like, what is his hit points?
Just gonna do
You
a quick
can fun because they can.
drink.
I was going to say Raven would be really fun because you can actually mimicry with people's voices. Ravens are really good actually for things a lot.
I'm not
Or make great creepy
seeing
noises.
anything similar to a Raven. I mean, just make one up.
The vat would also be very useful for indoor stuff, but I'd rather have a Raven for out.
Yeah, because
be honest.
flying is big.
Yeah.
Having a flying familiar is always a peak.
That's pretty. You have the Raven quote the Raven, "Eat my shorts" to somebody.
I love that my two biggest contributions to the party is that I'm human and I have a raven.
I'm human and I have a bird.
And I have a bird.
Spell as well. You said you got a damage spell. Don't cut yourself short yet.
Not for starving, that Raven could make you tasty.
No,
There's two people in the party that can fail casting light and never be able to cast it ever again. So
Desert Raider, Pit Fighter, Rasgo Day.
You don't lose it forever. You lose it till you rest. I thought.
Yeah, but your rest is basically when you sleep for the night, so you're pretty much losing it for the day.
but you can take exhaustion instead, can't we?
He said forever, so I was like, hold up.
I'm now just
I was
imagining.
under the impression there was a chance. I think, maybe for the cleric.
I think that might be the wizard's mishap table. If you read on that, maybe. Which the witch can be subject to, I think.
I did not see that.
The cleric spell as well. If the spell was a cleric spell, your deity is greatly displeased and revokes its power. You can't cast that spell again until you complete ritualistic penance.
Yeah, that's your version of expending too much mana or not having enough mana for the day. Your deity just doesn't give you the power anymore until you've like rested or atoned for whatever you've done to displease them.
Yeah, it just says ritualistic penance and completed a rest, so I can just go to the church and be like, I'm really sorry, so sorry.
Without scrolling through all these different PDFs, I'll just make up a raven for you if you need it.
Oh, that's fine. I was just wondering what the hit points would be, just so I knew like how close to death it was at any point.
I would think it for a raven would be very, very low.
I'm now just imagining you just dreaming up the raven every time you sleep. It just pops back into existence like the Sandman.
Well, I mean, like, if someone was going to try to hit it, like, does it have an AC? Like, what are these?
Oh, well, definitely have an AC. Okay,
of these...
if we're basing it on the rat here, which is probably the closest body-wise, it would have an AC of 10 and an HP of 1.
I'm okay with that, as long as I know the numbers, so I can judge what
this
kind of danger to put it into.
Because I don't think there's an ability for you to like level up the crow, right? You're familiar?
There wasn't really much information on the witch class because it's not really in the PDF.
I'll need to get the curse scroll that's got the witch in it. No, I think there's a talent that allows you to like teleport to where your familiar is, but I think that's the only sort of level up. Because when I was doing the druids table, which I had to make it myself, they have like a companion. And they can level it up. No, sorry, it's Beastmaster when I was making. They have a companion. They can level up the companion because that's the whole thing. But I don't think you have something you can do that with. Yeah, I'll give you a crow. It'll be fine. Yeah, so you sit and you have your bread and your wine. You share some stories. He fills you in on the local flora and fauna. Although Tannic and Braz should kind of know because their species are kind of native to this region anyway, so they'll be somewhat familiar with the sort of species you would find in the rainforest around here. Things that are larger and really truly dangerous you'll find deeper in the rainforest here towards it's the northern edge of the rainforest, the southern end of the kingdom. It's more civilized. The forest has been cut back some. You're not going to find as larger creatures, although they may occasionally wander out, but mechanically speaking, they're going to be much rarer on the.
Yeah. How many days to the east did you say it was?
A day's journey, like a full day's journey. So full day getting there, you get there at like night time, and then you would have to camp before you could come back again, for instance.
I get the shop open so I can get armor quickly before we're traveling out.
Just giving him a little.
Yeah, we mechanically saying access to the bazaar or market is granted through Anu. Did we get the name for the NPC? Anu.
You can call him Anu. He's Anu Mahala Anubis. Is his full name. But Anu would be his name. Sorry, I can see everybody's names on the screen here. I didn't realise it didn't show up for everyone.
I can see his name for the token. I just couldn't remember if he introduced himself or if he preferred to be called the Guildmaster or not.
No, he didn't introduce himself. I will just do this, and then Tink, I will give you a view of this so you can buy anything you want.
Let's see the Dunaeus market.
I'll just pop up for everyone. Less clicks for me. Yeah, you can do your shopping just now as you like leave the guild hall and just frequent the local markets to get whatever you think you need for the journey ahead. And we'll finish doing this crow and then assign it to Drax so he can pull it out.
Well, thanks to the generosity of you guys, I've got 1 silver piece and 7 coppers to share if in the event anyone needs to buy anything.
I can very generously offer a lot of money. I have 4 gold.
Oh,
3 gold and
Well,
something left.
has everyone got their own bedroll?
I have a bedroll. Do you think we're going to need water?
If you can't carry anything as well, if
you're
you're not bringing it because you can't carry it, let me know.
1 ration is all you need for like water and eating for a day. It's mechanically, it gets when you rest, you consume a ration. That's what allows you to heal.
And Braz will offer his 3 ration. Well, obviously he'll keep 1 ration aside for him, so he's got 2 rations left over. So if 2 other people desperately need rations, then I can provide that.
If you
Durdle has rations.
If you have like a water skin or a bottle, you can also carry specifically water or wine or, you know, booze, some other kind of liquid.
Once oil used, empty flask.
I feel like the utility of buying 60 foot of rope seems to be quite a smart purchase for me.
I have one, yeah.
I also have Vope, so I don't think we need more Vope.
Okay.
I'm checking out a lucky crowbar as well. And, I've got some ball bearings because I mechanically like casting the light spell on a ball bearing and rolling it down the corridor, stuff like that. But I have a full stack of ball bearings in case anyone needs them for slingshots and stuff.
Oh, good. They've got a crow icon here. That's handy.
What was that? Oh, you've had a crow icon. Yeah, I've got two flasks of oil and a lantern as well. 2 salves, 2 stimulants that we can share. Be careful, stimulants are addictive. One of Braz's tusk nostrils is a bit inflamed because of his dependency on them.
I can make my own ones, so I should be alright for now.
You're his supplier.
Yeah, the party plug.
That's why me and Braz get along, that's why.
Yeah.
So it's time the party, Braz came along and I was joined with him already.
You know, Braz, to the east there's some really good mushrooms. Right, boys? Get the mercenary guild together, we'll go heading east.
Okay, so in the actors directory, in the directory where your characters are, you should be able to find your crow.
Braz and Crow. That Crow's given off so much attitude.
It can actually speak common, so it could. But...
If you want to lean into this, one of my players has a crow called Matthew because they're leaning into this handman aspect.
What would I find this? You said
the actors directory on the right hand side, like the little people icon, and then wherever your characters are stored.
You've got your own folder now, so sun _PCs.
Yeah, I'd be too tempted to use the crow stick making weird noises and freak other people out occasionally.
I'm just saying it so you can see each other's characters on there as well.
I can see Godfrey. I can see everyone now. It just updated.
No, I can do the shop now. It works.
Oh, you can click it now? Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you guys don't, obviously, because of the nature of the job, the sooner you get there, the better. You know, before something bad happens. But I mean, you just can take as long as you want to get there. Do whatever you want beforehand.
I'd rather leave today if it wasn't too late in the day. But...
No, I'm going to imagine you get here in the morning. So if you set out during this morning, you get there for like nightfall.
No, so we don't have to camp in the wilderness before we get there.
Well, as long as things don't delay you too much, or you get lost or anything like that. But you have a ranger, so you'll be totally fine, right?
The worst thing can happen when people had rangers in their parties before.
Yeah.
Especially with me playing rangers.
Rust in the dice.
We used to play.
Let me check the shop for a compass.
We were playing Hero Quest. I made a ranger class so he could play a ranger. He got like 2 shots, and everyone else only had like 1 attack. But that didn't help him.
The magic word is plink.
Became a running joke that he was like shooting daffodils.
Yeah. Has anyone got a grappling hook?
No, but I do have iron spikes to go with the Vote.
That a second, I'm gonna get a drink.
That's nice.
The grappling hook's really only good for going up, you know?
That's true.
Especially
Used to
when
pull down the tower.
I was just thinking grappling hook is more detrimental considering what we heard from the Tuesday game players.
That was player choice, not because equipment. Was it called human error? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like grappling hooks, you think of using it, you're trying to climb something, right? But a lot of times with rope, I'm thinking about climbing down, so I just took iron spikes instead of a grappling hook.
Makes more sense.
Not to say you
Don't
might
worry,
not do one, you know, but
The range will help us.
You'll jump in to slash everything to death in chaotic rage. Actually, should I buy a pair of shackles actually for in case we're taking any prisoners, or we've got rope for that actually, haven't we?
rope is more easily slipped out of than shackles would be, technically.
Yeah.
We'll just buy a pair of shackles just in case.
Well, I think that would depend, like, on how we want to handle the situation, right? Because we don't have to kill these bandits. It just said take care of the bandit problem. So, like, we could capture people, then convince them to leave, or we could capture people to get information about the rest of the bandits or something. Like, it depends on how we want to handle the situation.
Or we
Could be
could
one that's worth more
capture
money.
them. They might have a bounty on their heads as well.
Right. So I'm not against shackles. I do think they would have value.
Yeah.
I'll buy a pack of shackles just so we've got them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Browsers or for the, if they need to be taken down, let's do the non-lethal takedown and bring them back to the big city so they can be processed, and there might even be an extra reward from the local lord. They might have a rewards output on their heads on top of the job.
Obviously, if you find any treasure or anything like that while you're out there, it's yours as well.
Gee, quadruple payday. Get paid for saving the town, get paid for bringing these guys back as a chain gang, and then whatever they have with them.
On Tuesday there, they killed some orcs, and they weren't doing a job they were getting paid money for, and one of the orcs had a pearl in its pocket, and the pearl, like, covered everybody's expenses for that trip. Although, be warned, I do know Drax pensions for shinies, so I do use that to, like, lure him into things that he shouldn't be doing.
This is a different character, you know. No, I'm a loot goblin in any game I play.
My beard was glowing. I would do it.
I have been in games I don't like be loot over there and I go get it. People like, what are you doing? Hang on. This guy dropped something.
Hang on a minute, this guy dropped something and it's kind of shiny.
Like these adventure games, like action adventure games, like we'll find on PC to get.
You're the guy that hangs around the room, destroying all the pots just in case
All the
there's
pots,
some
yes.
Here was just destructible. Hang on.
We just add a bunch of pots to the next scene.
Doesn't need any further distraction. Come on.
But yeah, when you're finished doing your shopping or whatever, just let me know what you want to do.
Ready.
We're good.
Let's see what trouble we can get out to.
Okay, so you just want to set out straight away.
Yeah.
And who is leading the way? Like, who's the one that's doing the telling you what direction to follow and checking the pacing and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah. I bought a resident ranger.
Let's get to the India, bro. Doesn't feel like a better way we're going.
I don't know why these are like off the mismatched with the grid. That's weird. Grid's
Sometimes
where-
you navigate is you don't need to tell us we're lost.
Yeah, I mean, do you have the ability to navigate, right? Because I have a +2 wisdom or not.
I've got another part of my skill. Part of my talent is finder.
Yeah, so I mean, being the ranger, you would normally, I mean, you're following a path or road as well, right? So it's not like you're looking to avoid getting lost. It's more looking out for trouble, so you avoid it as you're coming, and that's what we'll be rolling for. Why is it giving you your bastard sword twice as a?
Because I wasn't use it.
Oh right, yeah, one-handed, two-handed.
So,
Okay.
So like I technically have like my weapon one and have a
Yeah.
drop my weapon and just use the stats for two-handed.
Yeah. Okay, so but you'll be rolling basically not to not get lost or anything. You'll be rolling to like avoid trouble or to like spot it before you're actually encountering it. So yeah, you can give me a wisdom roll, Tannic, and you're gonna have advantage.
Okay. Would you like to put a button to click on anything or
Yes, on your character sheet where it says Wiz, you click on that and it'll do the stat roll.
just click normal,
You have advantage for this. Yeah, so I mean you'll be like ahead of the group, I imagine, checking in the bushes and around the surrounding area to make sure there's nothing lying by the roadside waiting to pounce on you, which would include like bandits and that kind of stuff. So the first hour or so out of the city, you will see a single guard on patrol. He's clearly not wanting to go too far out from the city himself because he is alone, but his job is obviously to make sure people coming in and out of the city are safe. Once you're beyond him, there's a few stragglers and merchants, but they're sticking to like the main road, which continues east, which you've been told that kind of leads to one of the Elvish kingdoms. You start taking the little road off of that little pathway that goes like northeast. Sorry, southeast it would be. Southeast, going like deeper into off into the rainforest, and after a short amount of time, that becomes sort of very overgrown. I mean, the path is still clear on the ground, but all the branches and trees and that kind of stuff are kind of grown over. You have to push past them as you're getting deeper and deeper there. But you find, Tannic, what looks like a lair a little ways off, and this sparks your senses that it might be something dangerous in the lair, because things like lions or a tiger or something like that might make its home there, and if it were to be disturbed, it could be troublesome.
Okay. Right. I'll put in that word group slowly towards it, and what I'll do is I'll set up a local troops.
Hold on, what kind of... We're gonna go start the dangerous thing?
No, I'm not putting it in there in case we disturb it by accident.
Why are we even going next to it? Why don't we just like go around it and leave it alone?
Because it's on the way through the path, that's what you're saying.
It's not in the path, it's off the ways, but if something is using it as a lair, it will be in the surrounding area. If not resting in the lair itself at this time of day.
Aye, so I'm not got a stealth thing, so I'm not going to go trying to explore to double check it's safe.
Oh, you get advantage on stealth.
Oh yeah, I've got to take advantage of stealth. Yeah, I might try to have stealth to double check. I keep forgetting I've got all these extra wee things here.
Your Wayfinder gives you advantage on a bunch of skills.
I might stealth have the group sort of stay back a bit, and I'll stealth just sort of check where the cave is just to see if the thing's there or if anything's there. Or
you're going back and warning the others first?
Yeah, I'll warn the others first. I'm going to check quickly before we continue on, just in case. What do I roll for stealth then? Would it be...
well, what do the others say when you come back and tell them that you found a beast's lair off to the side?
We should leave it alone and just go around it. That'd be my advice.
Yeah, well spotted. Let's move. Let's take a wide berth around it rather than run the risk of disturbing it.
I wasn't trying to disturb it. I was just trying to make sure it's not that whatever's there. If the beast is there, it's not going to attack us when we go further down the road.
But what if going over there disturbs it and it makes us attack us?
Unless it can't see me. Wow.
Okay, but what guarantee do you have that it can't see you?
I'm just imagining him dropping a smoke bomb while saying, like, "Wah!"
I wave my paws around. Wow, I'm invisible. You can't see me.
Holds one arm halfway over his face like you can't see him.
Can't see me? John Cena over here.
Fine, let's go forth. Let's go and let's keep going.
Yeah, if you think it's truly worth checking out before we move around it, then by all means. Otherwise, let's just take a little time to move around it instead.
So a compromise we could do, right? You know that something makes its home there. Why not just check for tracks around here to see what's around here?
Yeah, true. I've got bushcraft, so I can check.
You have tracking, yeah.
So tracking and wild animals technically as well. So,
alright, so you can see what kind of animals are in the area. Then we could deduce from those which one might be making the layer nearby.
You don't have to roll for this. If you just, because you're the ranger, if you're just looking at tracks in the area, you'll quickly be able to tell that it is indeed the lair of a lion.
Right, we'll keep heading off then.
Not that it's related in any way whatsoever, but who is like last in the group, kind of trailing along?
I feel like
I
Durdle
would-
because he's slow.
Yeah, those
I
little
think he is the
legs.
smallest. Yeah.
I
think I would-
guarantee you, I'm in the safest spot in the middle.
If Durdle's slow with his little leg, then I think Braz kind of herds Durdle close to Godfrey in the back. So I think Braz allows Durdle to set the pace whilst Tanik's up ahead. So Braz is behind both Durdle and Godfrey.
Oh, that's nice of him.
Bit of a visual representation of where we are here.
You should swap our Durdle and Braz's.
No, he
Yeah.
said these. Oh yeah, sorry, you said different.
Yeah, because I've got some good wisdom as well. So I think I can be on the back spotting too.
Not
Oh, I see some.
proportional size tokens, obviously. Don't know why that's so
It's a
massive.
giant lion. My God. Or bandit in this case. Could be just a giant bandit.
Yes, so I rolled for the lion. The lion successfully detects you guys coming, circles around, and then stalks you from behind. And when, at whichever point, it feels like its prey is sufficiently lagging behind the others, is when it will strike Braz.
Glorious.
Please, you let me check.
But you get to act first, Braz.
And so I'm aware and have seen this thing coming at me.
You'll
just
hear
at-
it roaring as it charges out of the bushes behind you.
I'll raise my shield and shout out, sort of, watch out to the rest of the group, and will it be able to approach me to swing my morning star at it in this turn?
Yes, so when you get like a movement and an action, you'll be able to close the distance
Yeah,
to attack it. Yeah.
I think that would even be something he would be likely to do. So if he can close the distance to stop it from approaching Godfrey and Durdle any further, then he would do. So he'll meet it on its charge and go for a big old swing with his trusty Morningstar, shield in his left hand and Morningstar picked up from a hoop on his belt from his right. So I think that's everything. It's not with advantage or anything of the like, I imagine. So it looks like it's just a 7. 7 against its armor class. It's a shame.
Which is not enough to hurt it.
It's a shame because, as we can see, that looks like it's a max damage roll as well. That's that's awful. Yeah, you never
Oh,
want
no.
to see that, do you?
Durdle, you'll hear the roar, you turn around, you see Braz charging and swinging at this beast, and it just sort of like moves to the side to like evade around him, and he just kind of like clips its shoulder, missing doing damage.
Oh, well. Draw the axe and go for it. So we go down, and let's see. So smack it with my axe. I don't
Also-
think that hits.
Yeah, also not enough to hit it.
Ah,
Godfrey, it's your time to shine.
Okay. I'm gonna move. I'm not gonna move per se. I'm gonna have the crow go. I don't know, circle just behind it, out of his range, just so I can, in case it runs backwards, I have something nearby. What would my movement be?
I mean, you can move.
Do we know-
You can move away, and then you would be out of charging distance of it.
Yeah, I would definitely like to stay back. That's why the crow's next to it, so I don't
Yeah,
have to be.
yeah. So it would have to like run twice to get to it at that point.
Do we know? I know it's probably like metagaming or whatever. Would it be level 3 or higher though? Cause I know how to tell if my hypnotize spell is gonna work unless it's level 3 or less.
It would be a beast you could use it on, yes.
Okay. I would attempt to hypnotize it. I guess distance would be near, so would the eye or the crow be close enough to it?
If distance is near, then you would have to not do your runaway.
Well, the crow, right? Gotta
Oh,
keep
sorry,
the
the crow. Yeah, that worked. Is your crow like a free action? Does it say? Does it not say?
It doesn't tell me what it does. It just tells me the crow can be used as a so the crow can be
Right.
acted as the near.
Yeah, I mean,
the
so like
focus with the
verbal actions, yelling and all that kind of stuff, picking something up are like free actions. So I'd imagine just like telling your crow to run over, to fly over there is like a free action.
I guess it just doesn't tell me anything about it. It just says
Yeah, I'll get
Give
the
a small
scroll and
animal.
check in detail. But yeah, no, that should be fine.
okay. All right. So how do I just click and ties?
Clearly, that is
evolve?
the intention of the familiar, is to allow you to be far away and still cast spells. That's it.
So how do I evolve this here? Does I evolve the dice? Yeah.
There is an icon to the right of your spell after the range. Is like a little hand.
Cast spell. Okay. Damn.
Would you like to take exhaustion or spell burn so you do not lose the spell today?
Do you have luck?
I don't have any luck. We just started.
Oh,
He didn't
sorry.
give me any luck.
Everyone should start with a luck. Yeah, everyone's gonna start a game with luck.
Yeah.
So what does
so
luck
I
do?
would say-
It lets you reroll any roll, or you can bump a hit to a crit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and burn that luck.
Okay, so just roll it again.
You can use it on other people, didn't you say, Dark? as
Yeah,
well?
you can give the luck to other people to use, if you're all out,
Yep.
or if they're out.
I was going to consider that if he truly didn't have any.
It needs to make a DC charisma.
C15.
Oh no, breaking line of sight allows it to. Okay, so as long as you keep your crow within line of sight of it, it's hypnotized. Okay.
Yeah. So that.
The crow like sits on a little branch. Its eyes lock with the lion's gaze, and there's a little kind of noise that no one else can hear. And then the lion just sort of like, just like kind of like stays stationary. The snarl disappears from its face, and it just looks as if it's stupefied.
Moves in a random direction on its turn.
We go better just running at this point now then, rather than fighting it.
That depends. Now that it's here, right? That means there's nothing in the cave, so like we could kill it and then go explore the cave.
True, as well.
And I don't know what kind of selling practices they have here, but I don't know if a lion's, if you skin it, I guess pelt it, whatever you want to call it.
So it would be a
Oh,
male lion. I mean, it would look a lot like Tannic. Except he's not humanoid, so I don't know how Leots feel about killing lions.
Food is food.
I guess that
One of his feral kin.
Yeah, I guess that would be like up to him. I guess I would put that. Like we could sell it. Like the people already don't like the animals. Maybe they might, I don't know, pay something for it.
The pelt would certainly be worth something, as other parts of it may be.
Okay, so if it's hypnotized, I can get close then, and I can just basically whack it with my two weapons, can't I?
Yes, you wouldn't need to roll. You could just do damage.
Then I would do the one that gives you the most damage. I don't know if it will snap out of it or not if it's been hit.
Yeah.
Well,
so-
I've got a choice here. I can do my thing two-handed as 1d6, or I can do one-handed with 1d6 with that, and 1d2 with my whip. Basically, it worked out roughly about the same, basically. It's just two different rolls, that's the only difference, really.
No, your if you do it two-handed, it's 1d8 plus 1.
Alright. So I can just do that, then if I get close,
Yeah,
then
you
I'll
could
do
put your whip away and you could run over to your bastard sword with two hands and you could try to slice its head off. Or stab it. I mean, you want to tell me how you're doing it or what you're doing?
I'm just trying to work out as worthless. Since we've got times that it's hypnotized, I could quit my glaive then and just whack it with that instead.
Yeah, well, no, because you would take the action.
Wherever the
Well,
biggest damage dice comes from, I'd say. If you got a bastard sword that's two-handed, and it'll do more damage overall.
Okay, we'll just do the bastard two-handed then.
Statistically, your bastard sword two-handed is going to do more damage on average than the glaive would.
But
Okay,
and dual wielding is just taking the better of two.
Taking the
overall.
better. Yeah, you could hit it with the sword and the whip and then pick the highest, but I mean, the whip only does D2 plus 1.
Right, I thought it worked in different ways. That's fine. That's wrong. Just do the bastard sword two-handed then. So it's roll ability to public roll.
If you
It's
just
not-
roll the attack, because we just say it's an auto hit, it should roll your damage anyway.
So just click normal then, yeah.
Yeah. It would have been. It would have came out better if it was one-handed.
No, that's what I was wondering. Yeah, I was like, goodness.
5 damage. Okay. Not enough to
That
kill it.
auto
So
damage
I imagine you run up and you take both hands on your sword and you swing it and like cut into it, but you hit like the thickest part of its head, and although you go in and you cause a great wound to it, it's not enough to like put it down. But it just sort of like stands there, completely like mesmerized by this little crow, which is now making me think of the little crow with the hat in K-pop Demon Hunters.
Just watched that this week.
That was a very tired looking crow. I was so
Hold
sick
up.
of that.
Hold up.
shit.
Can I put
So
can I put a
every.
tiny witch's hat on my co? Is that what you're saying?
Definitely.
I'm doing that. We're buying him a tiny witch's hat and putting it on my co.
If you-
Actually, just go ahead and do that.
Yeah, if you didn't have that, that would be game breaking.
New
Okay, so
picture of
it
face.
only gets to try and break this trance when it loses line of sight. I don't think it's going to lose line of sight right now. So it'd be back to you, Braz.
Well, Baz is going to take advantage of this thing standing stupefied and bring his Morning Star down in a big overhanded swing as he trumpets out of his big snout. Is it with? Well, there's no. Is there still a need to roll attack on this guy?
If you roll the attack, it will roll the damage anyway.
Wow. Okay, a 3 on that belly.
So I was just trying to find a line picture. There's one there. Alright, so that's a tiny bit more. And you hit it with the mace. I mean, again, you smack it on the shoulder, thick part of his mane and its hide, and it like grunts in pain and kind of stumbles to the side, nearly falling over. It's bleeding from one side, and you've like broken its shoulder on the other side, but it's not like dead. Again, unable to fucking kill it.
Oh goodness.
Right, I'm gonna say if Godfrey can't finish it off here, it's going to get a chance to snap out.
I'm going to hypnotize is a focus spell, so I would have to roll focus.
Yeah, she needs to do a
for-
spell check to maintain it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually just gonna break it. Go ahead and end the own spell and cast a different spell. So
As soon as you end the spell, it's going to have to, like, because it's such pain and it's injured, it's going to have to make a check to see if it runs away anyway.
that's fine. I want to cast a. I guess like dropping the spell would be me casting an eye. I want to cast an eye bite spell, basically.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Nasty.
How do I roll damage for this?
Do slash R, 1d4. I thought everything in this would be configured so you could always click on the window to do the damage. Oh, that's enough to kill it anyway. Yeah, it was just about to turn and flee, realising the danger it's in and what the confusion of what's just happened to it.
Why did it? Okay, I had the code selected instead of myself
Yeah,
selected.
it's the same thing.
Just
Yeah.
imagining that scene in the David Hayter live-action Guyver movie where the eyes get hit with double laser beam and it's just.
I love it, Tom, that you've managed to find, like, maybe the only 2 other people in the UK who are, like, massive Guyver fans.
Like it's the moment you shared that display, I was
So,
Even online, I've yet to meet somebody else that's really watched the Guyver, let alone in
in
the
a
UK.
model collection just now.
That spell will put the beast down, finally, and it just drops dead from the mental attack. Its hide only slightly damaged by Tanik's blade.
Tamori wields his weapon over his head as the plays out.
He stole my bat. He stole.
Is it the battle song? I guess this is what was in that layer we passed earlier.
Let's go check that layer. Make sure no poor souls needing to be laid to rest and have their final rites read.
I check to make sure there's going to be potentially no more. Like it's like as a single line, or if it's part of a pack.
Yeah,
before-
the tracks would indicate it's just a single solitary male, which, you know, makes sense given how lions operate.
Can anyone skin the lion here, or like do we need to hold the whole carcass back to the village with us?
Tanik would, I'd say, roll just to see what kind of how well you can do it. I'll gauge how much money you get for it when you sell it. But Tanik has bushcraft, so he would get advantage to skinning it if he's not morally adverse to skinning a lion.
Survival,
That was-
basically. As a I'm the black sheep of my tribe entire, so I don't really care my own kind in that sense.
You're chaotic, so that makes sense.
So it doesn't necessarily sound like. Is there any way to help him in that?
He already gets advantage, so I don't know like, what we do to help.
Just moral support, just around the corner, we're just all clapping.
Clap me! Give me a port! What do I click on for that then? Would
I
it be...
think it'd be a wisdom again, because it's about your experience and knowing where to cut it rather than the actual dexterity of doing it. Yeah, you'll get maximum value for that hide. You might, despite you actually severing it when you were like stabbed the creature, you're able to remove it perfectly otherwise. So it's about as near to maximum value as you could get for it.
Well, maybe this will help us get our money back for the guards fleecing us or something. Well, work towards that at least, at the very least.
We'll add that as an item in my inventory's treasure. Something like
Yeah, I'll give you an item in a second.
Well, now that the threat's gone, I don't mind checking out the cave for, potential loot.
We've got a bit of time before I head to the village. I don't think we're that far now, so...
We'd make it by tonight either way, I would imagine, unless we just spent way too long in the cave.
Sorry, I just did we get a chance to check the layer?
Not yet, we're doing that now. He just rolled to scan it, so he rolled max, so we get almost max value for it, or close to max value.
I have dropped that into Tanik's inventory.
1 gold! Woo!
That pays for the bribe we had to pay to get into the city, so we get that money back.
As you approach the lair, it's basically a giant tree, and there's space between the roots at the bottom, and something at some point is like dug out, like a little lair underneath it, and that appears to be where this lion has made its home. Pile of bones inside, and you can see like just looking inside without actually going inside, you can see like fragments of clothing, and maybe like the sparkle in the sunlight of trinkets of passers-by that have been dragged to their death in here and eaten alive.
So if there's any remains that look like a whole individual or multiple individuals, then Braz will give them each individual rights. Otherwise, he'll just do like a ritual that's known to followers of his faith for the entire site. If it looks like that they're too spread apart,
I mean, if you wanted, you could spend some time sorting out the bones as best as you can, and to like at least determining which ones are like people.
Oh yeah, certainly. See if there's any personal effects as well.
Was there any packs that just laying around, or scraps of clothes or anything?
I'm just finding, because I've got a macro with like a treasure table here. I'm just trying to think which macro it is, because I got a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, Braz will ask if anyone can find anything that looks like it could identify who is here, then to bring them to him.
Yeah, I mean, I think for your point, Braz, you can get like a handful of individuals based on the skulls primarily. That were people. Most of them look younger, so they must be like children that have been snatched, which would make sense.
Damn.
And they will have like clothing that's been torn, very basic sort of personal items, like a little wooden talisman and stuff like that. And maybe you'd want to collect those and put those together with the bones that you're pulling out.
Yeah, with the intent to see if they can take it back to the town watch, give them back to their family type of thing. If there's anyone that's missing children, they can be made aware.
Godfrey, I mean, since you're looking in there and you're going for the thing that was sparkling in the sunlight, there is a small silver and gold circlet that someone must have been carrying secretly.
Hell yeah.
Or perhaps stolen from somewhere, because someone who would be wearing something like that would be a person of importance, and they wouldn't have just been dragged in here unknown. But it's going to be valuable.
It?
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean, it's silver and gold. It's going to be primarily silver with like some gold plating on it, but I mean that's pricey.
I was wondering if there's like any engravings or anything. Maybe give a clue about who it might have belonged to. Of course, if there was engraving, it'd probably be something that we wouldn't. It would make sense to the person, not to some stranger.
Yeah, why didn't you give me an intro?
and intelligence will. Yeah, because I'm really good at that. With that -1.
It's Elvish, but you wouldn't be able to tell which kingdom or tribe or anything like that, or any detail, but it's definitely Elvish craftsmanship. And the language would be Elvish, there's like around the rims and stuff. Do you know Elvish? You know Sylvan, don't you?
I know, yes I do.
Double check what language is.
No,
Elvish is a separate language, yeah. So it's not, unless you've got Elvish as well.
How would I go to look at my languages?
It's on your...
If it's something that you're stuck on, would you share it with the rest of the group in the event? You know?
No, I don't have Elvish. Okay. I'm not gonna be like hiding the treasure from people. I'm not gonna be that asshole. So like, I would let everybody know I found something, I suppose. Plus, I don't have a lot of inventory space, so I might need someone to carry this treasure.
Yeah, if you tell me who, I can drop it on their sheet.
Dirtle's got 2 slots.
Yeah, it's whoever had the most slots.
Drop it in Dirtle then?
Or the lion. Wasn't the lion offer to carry the treasure? Tannic.
I've got 3 slots left.
Same.
It don't matter. Long as someone has it, doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, I can use slots to successfully cast a spell or something like that. So I can use exhaustion in place of slots. So
it's less cumbersome if it goes to Tannic then, right? Okay, I'll drop a Tannic sheet. Yeah, but I mean, looking at it, so that should fetch you around 7 gold for that thing.
Holy shit!
There's something about it we couldn't read. Sorry, did I hear?
Yeah, there was engravings on it, which I couldn't read because it was.
It's Elvish. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else speak Elven or looks between dwarf and lion expectantly?
Raised eyebrow again.
It was a very, very gentle shrug by Turtle.
I speak about 50% of the world's languages. You know, I just didn't get lucky here.
It is like the one language you just don't have between you.
Should we come together as a group and like maybe hate elves together?
You know what our party's missing now? Someone knows Elven.
Just like if we ever meet an Elven NPC, just our powers combined.
I would suggest we try to learn Elvish, but my intelligence is so low, I don't know how I learned these other 4 languages.
Spend all your brain cells.
You're just a natural polyglot. You won that genetic lottery.
Right, we'll head off to the village then, if we've done all our gathering.
I mean, we just made bank. Like, we just made huge bank on this mission so far.
Yeah, Braz's intent would be to give everyone last rites and to find something that identifies the people at the very least. So if we're going to the if they're from the next town, we can let them know about the layout. Or if they're from what was the name of the previous city? Sorry,
Janice.
Yeah, Janice. Yeah, I mean, sorting out the bones, doing last rites would take quite a bit of time, and you can double that time if you wanted to also bury them. But even just sorting out the bones and all that kind of stuff and giving them rites is going to take a good bit of time to figure out, whose bones are like actually theirs. So that will eat into how your travel time.
I think maybe the done thing might be to collect what we can and let the next town's guard know about it, so they can break the layer down and retrieve what they can.
Yeah, I say we take the treasure and leave everything else here, just inform the town about it.
I think in a dark mercenary world, that might be what the priest would adhere to. It's not wise to put his party in any danger. If we can complete the journey now, we'll do that and let the town guard of once we've also liberated the town from bandits,
okay,
know them about
when we get back to Janice, we can let them know about it.
Okay, so you don't want to delay the party, so they're traveling in the dark. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we'll leave the remains for the time being and push on.
The rest of your journey will be uneventful, and the the twilight will come, and that's when you get more wary, panic, because this is when creatures hunt. You know, when the light is low, but just enough for them to see, and usually their vision is attuned to that, because your vision is attuned to that. But you know, everything else seems to be wary of you, and you're able to successfully navigate away from any possible danger areas. You find you don't encounter the bandits, which you suspect, or maybe suspected you might have encountered on the way to the village, but you don't. And eventually, night falls, and then about 40 minutes or so after you're left in the darkness, you see the lights, the torches from the village itself as you approach. So there's this clearing in the forest. There are some mountains just a little bit beyond, and you can see like the fires. It's still raining. It's the monsoon season. The ground is thick with puddles and mud, and any people you can see will be like sheltering under the overhangs of their porches. It's a very humble village. There's no obvious like chieftain hut or anything like that. It's just like a bunch of random huts scattered around in little like rice fields or vegetable fields all around the edges. You can see signs of like a guard watchtower, and not a very tall one, and it looks as if it's been set ablaze and it's all like charred and burned.
Oh, sad shake of the head.
I love Finn is gone.
Tenek, can you keep an eye out to make sure we don't have any bad actors paying attention to us as we get into town?
So I just take a sniff in the air to see where roughly people are, or try and determine where people are.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to smell the bodies of the people around. You can smell the smell of the forest and the animals around you, but you're not catching like the scent of anyone like hiding in wait anywhere.
Clear, Raz. I'll keep a watch outside if you want to head to that hut there. Looks where most people are gathered around there.
Yeah. Braz walks through the town, sort of like, nothing to hide. Like, if I imagine most there's no one out on the streets that will come and accost them as they enter the town.
There'll be people on their porches kind of nervously giving you the look as you come into town, but when you're not like immediately making any aggressive moves, they're just sort of like cautiously sort of standing there watching. You can see, even for distance, it's primarily like women and young children. You maybe see like an older man sat on one of the porches, and he kind of steps forward. He has like a long white robe over his body, and he has like a crooked stick that he's using as like a walking stick. And he kind of like hobbles to the bottom of these stairs on his porch and like raises his hand to wave over to you.
I'll approach him and make sure that the emblem of my deity is in full effect. I think Braz's symbol of Saint Agnes, Saint Agnes being a human woman, I think, who ascended. So she was a legendary knight that ascended to godhood, and so his symbol probably looks like a kite shield with her weapon of choice. If it's like a sword over the front of the kite shield, so it's probably the one thing of that looks nice that he has. So it's kind of like a nice raw amulet that depicts that, and so he'll sort of make sure that's out on display as he approaches and sort of does the usual, "Ho there," type of a friendly greeting.
Sure. The man sort of hobbles down and starts trying to make his way across the thick mud, and a woman kind of runs down from his porch and like grabs him. Obviously, like, you can't be walking out like that there, but he's like determined and like strides through the dirt and the mud, knee deep, over to you with his like little thin scrawny body.
I don't have an umbrella.
Praise the gods, you've came to help us.
Raise my shield up above his head, whilst my Braz's own head gets wet. We'll be like, yes, we've been sent by the Black Swords. We hear you've got a little problem.
He like grabs a hold of you with one hand to sort of brace himself as well, and turns around to the others and he starts yelling back to them. Janesh has sent guards to help us. He's like, come,
Yes.
and he starts like tugging you towards his house.
Raz will turn to, eyebrow raise and check the other three whilst he lets the old man lead the way.
I'm just gonna ask to go to kind of like fly around the village. I guess like get a lay of the land. Yeah, while I go in with him to talk to the elder, I suppose.
Sure. There's like a dozen buildings, which would suggest about a dozen families. If it's like one family to a building. There's like some sheds. There's like animal pens, but there's no animals in them. There's like stacks of hay, presumably to feed said animals that are no longer there. You can see that some of the fields have definitely been set alight. They're all like scorched marks, and then the villagers have obviously been working to plough the field and dig it all up. That looks as if it's been interrupted by the rain, perhaps, and now it's just like covered in these big, massive puddles. If the people weren't here, it'd be easy to believe the place had been abandoned. The way things are kind of just like laid out and left. Obviously, whatever's happened here has severely affected their ability to tend their crops, and the animals, like I said, are missing.
I think the house is damaged on one side or the other.
Oh, one house over next to where the watchtower is, it looks all kind of like burnt out, but it looks as if they're in the process of like rethatching it, at least putting a new roof over it.
Okay.
The old man pulls you over, Braz. It's like, my name is Dash. This is my wife, Saja. Indicates this younger looking woman. Please, come in. Get yourselves out of the rain. And he takes you into his home, which seems to be a very simple farmer's kind of house. Little fireplace, stove, beds at one side of the building, and like a small table and chairs around the centre.
As will let Dash lead him in and graciously accept his hospitality whilst checking the vibe of everyone else that maybe comes in with them.
Other villagers are like standing on their porches, just out of curiosity, just like watching you all, but not really venturing to come any closer.
So no one else just displaying open hostility to Dash inviting us in?
Definitely not, just more curiosity.
Cool.
His wife, for her part, goes to the pot over the stove and like starts emptying soup into like little wooden bowls that they have.
Yeah, Braz will go in with Dash, and as he settles down, he'll invite Dash to tell them more about the problems that the town has been facing. The Black Swords and Guildmaster Anu didn't have much information to go on, except the fact that they've had problems with bandits in the area.
He nods his head as he's sitting down, and he like just sort of like sits on the floor to give enough seats so you can all actually have a seat to sit down. Yes, the men from the east. They came about a week ago, and at first, they were wanting money. They said they were collecting taxes, and by force they took much of our wealth. And then the next day they returned and they started demanding more, and they forcibly took many of our decorations, our items. I had my father's silver pendant, for instance, and they took that. And then every day since, they've came once again. First they were demanding our animals, and then when we wouldn't give them up, saying we need our animals, we cannot tend our fields without them, they slaughtered and took the corpses. And 2 days ago, when they came, they took my son and some of the other young men from the village. They put them in shackles and dragged them off into the forest.
Do they come and go from the same direction every time?
Yes. Generally, we know they're off to the east. There is a shoreline, a beach, maybe a mile through the forest. We believe they must have they're either coming by boat or they came by boat originally, and they must be camped out somewhere in that direction.
Do you have any boats that you can give us as well?
We did have boats down by the beach there, but none of us have been able to venture down there in the past week to see if the boats are still there.
And how many faces among them have you noticed?
Well, at first there were many of them, they surrounded the village. There must have been at least 20. But on each day since, there seems to be less of them. I'm not sure if they have arrived by boat and some of them are leaving, or maybe they're guarding their camp. The last time they came and they took captives, there couldn't have been more than 8 of them. But they were quite heavily armed. They were wearing armor and they had swords. They had some archers. And
how often do they come? Sorry to cut you off.
So they would come back every day in the evening. But yesterday,
So they've already been today.
Yesterday they did not come at all.
So have they been today already?
No, they have not come today.
Fuck.
Sorry, the last thing you said was the last time they came, when they took the men, there was 8 of them.
Yes, and that was 2 days ago.
Is that all the able-bodied? Is that the last of the able-bodied men in the village?
One of my cousin's nephews, he was the one that we sent to Janish to seek help. He is the only other male here. There is not much here for the young ones. Many of them, when they grow older, they move to the city to work and only return occasionally to bring earnings to help us out.
I'm gonna go ahead and head out to the east side of the village, I guess, where they come from. Let them keep talking.
Do you have a light source? Because it is, of course, nighttime now.
Can I borrow a torch from someone so I have to cast a spell?
I have a lantern you can have, yeah.
Yeah. How do I do that and then cast a spell right now?
Whoever's going to light the source, just light it.
Yeah. Does the lantern...
It's the flask of oil that you light. It's not the lantern itself.
Gotcha. So if I toggle that light source...
Yep, there you go. Timer should start. 16
minutes remaining.
And you're either passing that to Godfrey or going with him now.
I'm giving that to him, yeah. Because I could cast light now with the rest of the group if I need to.
You step out into the mud, Godfrey, to the eastern side of the village. There's a number of like footpaths you can maybe make out from a distance between the trees and the bushes. But very quickly it's just like thick jungle.
Can Tannic come with me? Or does he want to stay and listen?
I was already out keeping watch.
So yeah, I would nab Tannic then on my way. My idea, Tannic, is I want you to see what, like, can you tell? So they're coming from this direction, so I want to know, like, do they take the same path? Is one of these more well trodden than the others, I suppose, or more recently used?
Can try. With the weather being that is, it's harder to tell for multiple days, but let's have a try.
Well, I wouldn't expect you to get footprints, but maybe, like, I don't know, one of the paths is more well walked than the others or something.
What will I roll for that? Would probably tracking, I'd say.
Well, tracking is wisdom, so yeah. So you have advantage. Yeah, I mean, you can tell all around, because you did a quick circle of the village as well. You can see areas where they've like taken positions, broken branches and such, footprints, some of the bark that's been rubbed off the trees. So you can see there was quite a lot of them taking positions around the village, but they do all kind of like circle around to the one direction, and if you go a little ways out down the path in that direction, you'll find where they all kind of converge and head off together, going sort of like southeast.
I will I guess, inform Tannic, like, they haven't came today, but they probably are going to come today, and like, so now we know where they're going to be at, right? So we should set up an ambush here.
We could, yes. Can you try your crow to see if there's any distance, so it gives us a time frame if anyone's coming?
Right, so I guess we know they're coming from the east to the beach, then I'll send the code to scout that way while we set up the ambush.
It is nighttime, so your crow flying at nighttime is not going to see very well either, but you can roll wisdom with disadvantage for the crow.
Would it not, so I'm not like, would it not be spotting torches or something? Like, that's all that we're keeping an eye out for.
If they have torches, yeah.
Yeah, so that'd be his main priority, and I guess I could roll just to see if it sees something without a torch.
Yeah, give me the disadvantage roll, wisdom for it anyway, just to see.
Wisdom, disadvantage.
Because I would think by default, anything without like a light source you wouldn't see, it doesn't like spot anything. I mean, they might be covering their torches, they might have doused them while they creep up in the village or something like that, but it doesn't spot anything.
I could also just have it post. Like it could just be posted somewhere, and if anything walks by it, then it would fly back to me.
Yes.
So that'd be a little bit easier than trying to spot something.
Yeah, because if you know they're coming from this direction, you could focus on it that way. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I would do that.
Then. All agree. It sounds like the best idea would be to ambush them, and because it sounds like they're the only ones with boats right now as well.
Well, we'll come. My idea was like I had caltrops. I'm pretty sure Tinnick had caltrops, right? So we would lay that out, maybe use the rope as some kind of trap, and then we come back and let you guys know what we were doing, since you was talking to the elders still.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that. And if you want, idea is leave your crow can sit on like a tree nearby and keep an eye out for anything. So
Yeah.
if anything comes up, if a trap gets triggered, then it gives an alert noise for what we're doing next.
Okay, so put down caltrops, creating a makeshift trap with your rope.
Right, so it's dark out, right? So I'm hoping maybe it will just be low, they can't see it, they trip, maybe land on the caltrops or some shit like.
Yeah, that works. Yep, and then your crow's watching as well. Okay, you don't need roll length for that. You can just like set that up. If they did approach you, it'd be like a DC they would need to beat to avoid something like that.
So how would I use these caltrops from my inventory? Just get rid of them, or
you can right click on them and delete them because they're used. If they don't get used, you could collect them afterwards though.
Well then I'll leave them, and then if they get used, I'll delete them.
Yeah. Because I would imagine with caltrops, it would only be if something like actually fell on them and damaged them, bent them, whatever, they would be unusable. Otherwise, you'd be able to just retrieve them again.
Right.
If you spend the time doing it.
I'm gonna move them both to stashed for now, and then if they get
that's
used,
good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you spend a
And
little
then
bit... Sorry.
my rope too. I'll move that.
Yeah, so you spend a little time setting up your traps there in the direction you intend them to come from. While they're doing that, Durdle and Brajus are still in the hut with Daksh and his wife Saja. And he's like, the four of you, I'm assuming you're like the elite of the Janish guards, yes?
The elite.
Darnold look at his colleague and just sort of lightly shrug.
Of course.
Oh, excellent. I wasn't sure if the governor would take heed of a plea from a small village such as ours, but I'm very glad that you've come.
Oh, you seem to be mistaken. It's the Black Swords who have sent help, not the governor. No.
And who are the Black Swords?
I think Braz will go on to extol the virtue of the Black Swords mercenary guild and all of the good they have done.
Oh, I see. So you're mercenaries, sell swords. Very well, we are grateful for you coming anyway. Obviously, we do not have much wealth left. Just a few coins we were able to scrounge up after most of ours was taken.
That's right. And thanks to that and your calls for help, we will, of course, rid you of this bandit problem.
Thank you, Brave Warrior. We are more than... we have all of our gratitude for this task. I just hope they haven't done anything to my son and the others. And you'll be able to return them safe and sound to us.
Sounds like there is no time for us to take. We'll need to track these heinous villains down and bring them to justice. And I will not, obviously, promise your son, we'll come back home alive, but we will endeavour to do our utmost.
His wife, puts her hand on your shoulders, and you can tell she's just upset and desperate, and she's like, "Please, if you can bring him back, we will be ever so grateful. Praise Ord."
Praise Ord.
As well, just smile kindly.
Do you require rest, or will you be hunting them this evening?
I look to the group and say it's best if we keep watch throughout the night. It sounds as if these scoundrels utilize boats to get to and from their hideout, so we will likely need to requisition their mode of transport before we can proceed further. So some of I think it'll be best for some of us to lie in wait and keep an eye out during the night, whilst the rest of us will, yes, probably rest and stay ready.
Of course. The old man gets up and grabs his walking stick. Come, I will take you to a building where you may take post. There's one on the eastern edge you can use. You should be able to have the best vantage from there.
Oh, nice. Is it more than just a ground story building? Does it give us like a...
Yes, I mean
first
they're
floor
all
look
they're
out?
all quite high ceilings. I believe it helps with like the air conditioning to be like that and have like openings. So but he has one on the east side that's just a little taller and it actually has a second floor built in there, so you'd be able to like have a position where you could overlook the whole village from.
Braz will make sure that the rest of the party is up to speed with everything that the chieftain has told them, and where we can meet and congregate and rest or keep an eye out as needed.
They will also give you like a big plate of like fruits for you to like, so you've got something to eat while you're up there, and they'll bring you water so you don't have to use your own rations or supplies.
Have we asked for any identifiers on the bandits from the chieftain? Anything that stands out about them? You said they are well armed. What do you mean when you say they are well armed?
Yes, they are wearing like chest pieces, some of them metal. Some of them have like leg armor, and they have swords. Some of them had shields. Some of them were archers with longbows. So they were quite well armed. They're the one that appears to be their leader. He had like a metal helmet that had a bright blue feather from the top.
Oh. Okay, so relatively easy to identify then.
So they'll set you up in the building with food, water, some blankets. If there's anything else you need, they will attempt to supply you with it, although they don't have a lot here, obviously. So, what's the plan? You just keep in watch for the night time to see if anyone approaches?
Yep, at this moment, I think.
I'm personally pretty sure they're gonna come tonight if they didn't come yesterday.
Well, there's also the chance that they have stopped coming because they've got everything they need. But I feel positive that we could maybe use some stimulants so we can't be surprised.
That's so. That's so.
Watch.
We could rest in the house. I would rather stay near the trap.
Look at the picture. Is this not the perfect time for some cocaine to keep us awake and highly alert?
Jesus Christ.
I imagine this is not the first time Braz has like broken out the powder with the razor blade and started cutting up. It's like, guys, since we're not doing anything else at the moment.
Just massive elephant nostril goes into his own pouch. This will keep us sharp. I say that. Mechanically, it seems to only last for 10 rounds, but
Worthwhile making a herbalism thing just now then? Well, for resting, so we've got something sitting behind.
Yeah, you could collect stuff, yeah.
I might do and try and make us, what do you think? Make it, you've got loads of stimulants. I don't know if I should make you a stimulant or not.
I'll pass on the stimulant, but thank you for the offer.
Yeah, well, Braz will keep a watch for torches coming from the east in the dark.
I'll try and make a curative, see if that works.
And,
okay, so that's a wisdom check for you.
Yeah, the reliance check.
I don't know how this is going to work because of my skills here, but...
Because it should be a DC 9 con check when used as well.
What's that for?
For, I guess, reliance.
Oh, the stimulant you're talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so, Tannic, you will not be able to gather what you need to make anything. Because the lowest DC is 11 and you only got 9.
Question on that.
Basically.
Question on that. My background is woodborne. Would I be able to help him with that?
I guess you would help. You would be able to help him like gathering what he needs for it, but he's the one that's got to like brew it.
Right. Well, the first check was see if he even gathered what he needed, right? So like I guess that would be the step I'd be helping
his
him
one
with.
is he knows what to gather to need. It's just to actually prepare it. So which is what he's rolling for, because each different thing has its own DC.
I get that. You said you didn't find what you needed. That's why I was asking. Could I help him find what he needed? Since I'm woodborne, I don't know if that would help or not. So that's why I was asking.
I don't think it'd help me in this case. It's because it's not a gathering thing. It's the making of it. That's why.
Well, we'll give you, because there's no time limit here, right? But it is the night time, but you have a torch. So let's just give you advantage then, because he's helping, so you can roll it again.
I'm just imagining every so often he's just like, I found a mushroom, and you're going over going, oh, but wait, the herb I need grows next to these mushrooms.
Why did you roll 2 that time, Tank?
So I thought it was the right thing. I clicked wisdom and just picked that with advantage.
No, and I can't tell which one got rolled first, so could you just roll it once again?
He only rolled it. He rolled it the first time with the 9, right? And then I asked, like, could I help him with that? And you're like, well, roll with advantage. So
No,
that'd be the second
I was
roll.
saying you would roll the second one because that's what advantage is, right?
Oh.
But
Well,
then he
okay,
went and rolled 2
right,
dice, so then he's rolled 1 too
19.
many. So if you could just roll one dice, Tank. Okay, that's perfectly fine anyway.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
That is going to not just be a curative, that's going to be a better than simple curative. I think it's the herbal one is the next one up.
I can't see the shopping list no more.
1 and 6.
Thing in my... It tells me I like get up from 11 to 15, but
Yeah, I know that's because I've added in these other ones. But if you get like higher rolls, you would get the higher one. Okay, so I'll give you a herbal curative, which is what you'll be able to craft there.
2d8, nice.
Unused remedies expire in 3 rounds, so it's not going to last long.
It'll work for until the next for the next combat, basically.
I see how it's wanting these to work. That's probably why you can't buy it in the first place. That's fine. You can just keep hold of it. It's not going to expire. If you were doing it hurriedly in battle, it would be something that would like expire. But if you're doing it out of battle, it doesn't make any sense. No, that's totally fine. Okay, so who wants to be on watch?
I feel Dirtle would volunteer for first round.
With the stimulant, that's kind of like the whole reason Browser has stimulant, so he can always be on first or second watch as needed.
Yeah, but I imagine you eventually at some point fall asleep, even though you've running on stims for 7 weeks in a row.
Oh yeah.
Or, I mean, you can be awake because you're a stimulant, but you're not the one who's on watch at that point. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're still awake from your watch, talking incessantly to Durdle.
See, the thing about the same Tess is that before she rose to be the goddess,
I'm imagining it's just at a certain point, just Dirtle's just asleep because you're just talking endlessly, and he's just tuned it out.
he's offering you the 9th cup of tea of the night. Come on.
I'm sorry,
It's
Dust,
just
but I go really
right.
repeat.
Beautiful thing about theology is that it just has so much depth and width as well. Like, you know, it's...
And the thing is, I imagine like Dirtle like stares at you and is amazed that you've not had any repetition in the entire time he's known you. It's always new stories and new things, and he's just kind of amazed because like, and even Dirtle is able to follow the links between all these stories, and you've not doubled back. You've just it's just this one big path you've taken.
Yeah, I mean, fair play. Is that 12 intelligence, 15 wisdom, and 13 charisma? He is able to just interweave stories, and
you're talking to someone who has 8 intelligence, 8 wisdom, and 7 charisma.
I think he might be the only person in the party that speaks Celestial as well. So if you ever do get bored, he can just orate a quick chorus.
He doesn't know Celestial. You might think he does because he's demon bored, so he just thinks you're probably just in prayer. Because imagine if you're speaking Celestial, it sounds very angelic and choir-like. So he probably, and you're doing it to him, so he's probably thinking you're just serenading him.
His father's a boa as well, so like he's all about, you know, some of those blue collar, you know, and he makes and crafts, and it's, oh my god, here it fucking goes again. But at the same time, also, what's he talking about?
I imagine, like, unfortunately, because Dartle's not that intelligent or wise, he probably like hears you doing a word, and he has a look like he's deep in thought, but he's kind of like, wait, what was that word? Was it through? through? Did he throw a thing, or was it through a thing? And he's literally just focused on that word, not the fact that you were talking about how the goddess was through their endeavors and all that, like huge thing. He's focusing on the weird adjective or the verb. And he's trying to figure out which iteration it was meaning, and literally for like 20 minutes that's the word he's focused on, and he goes, and it's very well timed, he goes, oh, that's what he means, and it's like a very solemn nod, and you've just finished this wonderful theological debate and discussion, and you've just went, and that, I believe, is why the god was empowered for the urn. And then Dirtle's like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
And then he goes, and that is the meaning of life and the existence of all.
And that's why you understand. Yeah, brilliant. Oh, he gets it.
Your discussion is punctuated by the sounds of like snarling, and like a loud whine sort of sound, like an animal being hurt.
That's not good. Just out of curiosity, the villagers have wild stock, right? Like,
nope, their wild stock's all been slaughtered and taken.
Yeah, it's all been killed and taken.
that doesn't sound like a bandit.
Try and hone in on the noise and see from what direction that was coming.
It's certainly from the direction of the trap.
Just, Daryl will just sort of smack Brad, like, Brad, go wake the others. I'll check.
Well, I rush to Tannic and I'll let Tannic know that his trap's been triggered.
It's Godfrey to check the crow at once.
I imagine that one Watcher wouldn't be watching anymore. Like, he was only there in case they came before we were ready.
He did not see any light sources in which to alert you to.
Yeah.
We'll try and stealthily towards the traps and see if anything happened.
Sure. You make your way over to the traps, and you can smell the blood as you approach it. Something's clearly triggered it and fallen onto these caltrips, and it's caused damage and bleeding.
So can I sort of tell if it's what animal it is or anything at all, just through?
Certainly animal tracks, 4 like clawed toes on a paw. They seems to like approached, fell into all these traps, spread this blood everywhere, and then like ran off into the bush.
So nothing's at the trap itself then?
No.
Is anything able to be resettled in the trap at all? Like, can reset anything of it or usable again?
Yeah, I mean the rope's still going to be there. It's not going to be damaged. Some of the caltrops will be kind of useless and dug into the mud, so they're not going to do much. But I mean, yeah, you can still use them.
I'll head back to the village slowly, just keeping an eye in case anything else does appear or comes behind me.
It certainly does not seem to be anything else following you.
It's just an animal trigger the traps. If you keep a crow going, Godfrey, that should hopefully catch anything that does come.
I had 2 caltrops, so I'd go and reset it, make it the best it could be again. Before I guess I'm gonna go back to sleep.
The rest of the night passes without incident, and when you wake up in the morning, the rain has abated and the sun is shining in the sky. The old man knocks on the door of the building shortly after dawn.
As will be up at dawn doing his little rituals as the knock comes, he'll probably be the first to answer.
So we heard noises in the night. Were you able to find them?
Just an animal. I just started shaking myself awake.
I see. So they have not returned at all then?
No, they probably came for what they've got.
So what happens now? Will you pursue them?
Yeah, we'll go to the beach and see what we can find there.
Very well. Do you need a guide?
I believe so. If anyone is left to guide us.
Of course. Allow me to gather some things and I will join you.
I don't think that's the best idea.
Why? Why not? I know this forest better than anyone.
Right, but what if the bandits are there and then we have to fight?
Well, then I will fight too.
I really don't think it's in our best interest to get our client killed. Yeah? Like, aren't you the elder here?
You can see his heart is pride a little bit, insinuating that he can't stick up for himself.
I didn't say you couldn't. I said that would be bad for us. Like that'd be bad for us to even allow you to do that.
I would rather risk my life than any of the younger ones in the village.
Well, it's your call. I guess you're the elder.
The old man hobbles off through the still wet ground towards his building to gather some provisions. In the daylight of the morning, Tannic, you would be able to more clearly see the tracks around the where the trap was activated, and you can tell from this point it was something like a badger.
Useless badger. Could at least died.
Badgers are hard to kill.
Maybe breakfast. Could have been.
I'm just gonna pick my up and my one set of couches back up.
Dax will come back to you with a little sort of like pouch over his shoulder hanging by his side. I am ready when you guys are.
Like the way. Nice.
He nods and sets off. Faster than you would expect for his size and age, but still not as quickly as you guys could maybe do on your own.
He's taking us in the right way, guys.
I'm sort of going sort of roughly keeping an eye where he's going, but I'm going a tiny bit sort of ahead, in a sense, sort of like judging where he's going, so I can sort of see or track for anything in advance.
Sure. So making him think he's kind of leading the way, but also you're just like checking for danger.
Mm-hmm. Have I noticed any tracks that could be slightly off in the sense from what they are?
I realise you're making all the rolls today, but if you want to make another roll with advantage, then
It's wisdom for that again, isn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
At least I'm getting good rolls.
I mean, this is what you're good at, right? This is your thing. You're able to sense to the others that there are people up ahead. You can smell the smoke of a campfire. You can just very vaguely hear the sound of voices speaking in hushed tones over the chirping of the jungle.
I got my shield and morning star ready.
Ask Godfrey to see if he can get his crow to have a look and see if he can count the numbers or see roughly where they are from, if they're out from like sort of the forest.
Yeah, just go ahead and get a bird's eye view.
Yeah, you send your crow flying ahead. There is indeed a small clearing, a campfire, and 3 men huddled around the campfire. One of them has by his side a helmet with a large blue feather sticking from its top.
So any I don't know, anything nearby that would give me more of a clue? There's a boat here, or is there?
So you're not far enough. You're only like halfway to the shoreline, so you're still in the jungle.
Okay, so there should be like a scouting party or something.
There's no like makeshift shelters or anything like that around. It's just like this little piddly campfire. They're like huddled around the 3 of them, like talking quietly to each other.
I guess I would relay that to them, let them decide how they want to tackle this.
Well, let's try our best to take them by surprise.
I have a big evil grin for you to say that.
Unless anyone else has any qualms of that, let's do our best to take them before they have the chance to act and knock them down, ask them some questions.
Sounds like fun to me.
I'm going to equip my glaive then and use it as a throw, so I can throw it at them.
Okay, so
like pierce and kill one of them. Hopefully pierce and kill.
glaives aren't usually thrown.
Yeah, it's like a halberd, but more like a giant oversized
it's a
spear.
pole arm. Yeah.
So just so
Yes, I thought you could throw it. I thought that's why.
No, finesse is it uses dex or strength. Thrown is the tag for things that can be thrown.
All right, I picked the wrong weapon. Never mind then. I thought I could use that. That was the reason why I picked the glaive. Never mind.
Yeah, like a spear or javelin.
Yeah, you'd be one that spear for that.
So
just so I'm aware of what we're doing here. We see a group of people. We assume they're the bandits, and we're attacking them.
It's got a helmet with a blue feather.
Okay, I'm just curious if that was a plan of action that we've taken.
I mean, you guys.
You distinguish.
I mean, you guys let me know what you want to do.
Well, if you want to double check mechanics, you know.
I don't want to put us in danger, and there's only one way to check. Like either ask the old man if he recognizes them, which would have to put him close enough to them to see them, or we just assume they're dangerous and attack. So
Well, do you want to go have a chat with them first?
I do not. I said I don't want to put myself in danger. I was just making sure that this is the action we're taking with all the consequences, laid out in front of us.
We don't have to kill them. Knock them out first, ask questions later.
Okay, I'm better with that plan.
There's only 3 of them. Only 3 of us might die.
Mechanically speaking, if you reduce someone to 0, you can decide if it's a killing blow or if you're just knocking them unconscious. So
yeah.
So then we got a range thing, so you can try and just knock them.
Regardless of what you do, you have the advantage here. So you will get if you choose to attack, you will get a round of attacking before they get to retaliate at all because they're being ambushed.
You see that guy with the wart on his nose? If we all focus on him and then run out and tell the other 2 to sit the fuck down and drop their weapons, then,
Silly question. Does any of them have a blue feather?
Yes. One of them has a helmet with the blue feather like on the ground beside him.
That's enough for me.
Did I miss something? Is that important for us to know that there's a blue feather in the cap?
Yeah, the leader had one, I think.
Yeah, the leader had a blue
Okay.
feather
I must have missed that when I was trying to figure out how I was going to set this trap up. Okay.
You were doing the trap when they were speaking to the guy about it, I think. Anyway.
I mean, my concern is that it's not just these 3 guys. Yeah, made it
Then
just
the
look like
faster we remove them, the better.
Okay.
One attack stealth. When you go, I have an idea.
I'm good with whatever actions we take now. I was missing that piece of information. Okay.
Do you need to do a quick be right back there? 1 sec.
Sure. Combat is the choice here, though. Yes.
Yes.
Well, I'm thinking I could try stealth and get to the one with the blue feather hostage if he's the leader. And the other 2 might drop their weapons if I can grab him quick. But it depends, is it quite an open clearing or is it enough to jump through quick?
It is a small natural clearing. It has not had trees chopped down or anything like that, so it is just a small gap in the jungle.
So I could try and roll for a stealth thing to try and get him.
Well, you have the stealth. You wouldn't be rolling for that. You'd be rolling for the threat to see if you convince them. Or you might not need to roll at all. I mean, it just depends what their predisposition is.
I'm gonna attempt to hypnotize the blue captain with the co.
Obviously, if I can catch him first.
Let's see what your order is like first of all. Bunch of rollos. So Durdle will get to choose what he does first. You can also just pass your turn if you don't want to do anything.
If we get the whole round of action before they do, wouldn't we get to pick how we wanted to do actions first, and then when combat starts, this would be the order?
Yeah, we could do that if you want, yeah.
Yeah, so Godfrey before Durdle.
Well, I was just asking, we don't have to do it that way.
No, we can do that if you want. That's perfectly fine.
I like that idea, because otherwise, just Durdle just charging on it while Godfrey's like, I haven't even finished my sentence.
That's kind of what happened last week with Laura, because she's obviously got the highest score for initiative all the time in that one, so she keeps just charging in before everyone else. And they're like, wait, we were going to talk to them, and she's like, I hit them with my axe.
Hit them with my axe. Alright, I will attempt.
She does take the murder hobo to the extreme.
This is a normal casting, right?
Yes.
And what would I? You can burn something to make an advantage, right? Exhaust or something.
Your luck is what you would use for a reroll.
Okay, I thought it was like a way you could push yourself to do better or something.
You can push yourself to get extra actions and stuff like that, but there isn't one to.
Okay, so extra action is what it was.
For spellcasting, you can take spell burn, but that means you're going to take stat damage in order to make up the difference by how much you fail.
Gotcha. I was just seeing there's a way to give advantage on the spell.
Yeah, there's no way to get advantage, no.
Okay.
You would need to take -4 in one of the stats, not modifier like the actual amount, to make that success if that's what you wanted to do. Or someone can give you their luck to reroll it if you wanted.
I was going to say, if you have nothing, I can give you a luck for a reroll.
I already used my luck this game so far.
Yeah, re-roll that bad boy. Try
That's
again.
crazy. 17 charisma. I'll be failing these spells twice.
Well, you're 2 for 2 right now. No, you're 3 for 2.
All right.
Which guy are you hypnotizing? The one that sat next to the helmet, or one of the other two?
The one that I would assume be the leader. So, in my opinion, the one next to the helmet.
Can we just say as well that was one of the sermons that you recollected that Braz gave you once. So whether or not Godfrey is annoyed the fact that one of Braz's little moments got him that success is up to you.
I'm okay with that. Okay.
And this is via the crow, right? So it's kind of just landing there on a branch ahead of him, and as he like looks up from the fire for a moment to look at the bird that's just landed, you meet eyes, and through that opportunity is where you hypnotize him. He just like sits there, you know, legs pulled up in front of him, arms hanging over his knees, just staring at this crow. And the other two are just like quietly talking to each other across the fire. So that was Godfrey. Who wants to go next?
Is that the one in the front? Did you do?
Yeah. So the leader is like, he's hypnotized at the moment, so he won't do anything if you take out the other two quickly.
Well, I guess Durdle next, and then just he charge in to try and bonk one of the fighters. Bonk, bonk. Yeah.
All right, Dardle. Let's roll your attack. You can have advantage because he's completely unsuspecting you're coming.
Oosh.
If you
no
had
bonus to the attack or
if you
bonus
had
to the damage?
if you had one more on the AC, you would have like hit him, and then you could have got the exploding damage, but you didn't even get enough to hit him.
Damn.
Your luck. You don't use your luck.
I want to use the luck for this.
Reroll
one.
it then. Reroll, and it
Right.
has advantage again.
Right. So luck's burned. Advantage.
Oh god.
Oh,
Never mind, buddy. I'm sorry I complained. I'm sorry.
You roll up, swinging. What's
Release
weapon you've
check.
got?
A battle axe.
Swinging your battle axe. Do you like have a war cry when you charge in or anything?
I imagine it's probably along the lines of he's run up and he went to go like and he got caught on a branch and he just went fuck what? He's like looked up because it's a hook, right? So he's went to like wield it and it just got stuck in a branch and he just like suddenly looks up and his axe is just stuck. It's like, oh shit.
What that is going to do is they're not going to like attack you or anything like that, but you alert them that they're being attacked, and these two guys like immediately grab their weapons and like ready themselves. And the one that you just charged there, he's going to go first, and he's just going to grab the nearest thing he can, which is a club on the ground, and he picks it up and he swings it at you. Now, your AC's higher than 11, right?
It's 14.
Okay, it swings wildly. I think the other one stands up, looks around, and tries to see if there's any other attackers. And he successfully spots the three of you hiding around. Shit, they're everywhere, they're around us. And he like grabs the shoulder of the guy he's hypnotized and just starts like shaking his shoulder. He's like, Captain, we've got to go. And then it'll be you, Tanik.
I suppose just I have to get the guy who's trying to wake the captain and knock him out first. I was going to try and stealth and try and kill it quickly and kill him, but
Yeah. Regular attack.
yeah, take out the people that.
I just click my weapon. I just click the weapon, don't I?
Yeah, click the weapon that you're using. Yeah. Dual wielding, so you'll use the 7 damage. Are you trying to kill him or just knock him out?
Knock him out.
So I imagine you step out from behind him or run out from the bushes, smack him with the handle, the pommel of your sword, and just like knock him flat out on the ground.
That means keeps the boss hypnotized and one's knocked out. There we go.
And one is very, very perplexed by an angry dwarf nearby.
I missed the animation cue when it was your turn last time.
Right, Braz, what do you want to do?
Yeah, so Braz will double check his audio is working, and he will run up and back up Durdle while shouting out, "Knock out the cronies! Leave the boss till last!" And we'll do a big old swing. Big old swing with his Morningstar at
Yeah, this guy.
the one that myself and Durdle are now sandwiching. Normal roll, isn't it?
Normal, yeah. That is not enough to beat his AC.
And I've used my luck as well. So I'll swing and miss.
You swing, but you know he sees you charging out and just like squats, ducks down. You swing past his head.
Does luck refresh every turn? Or
No, luck does not refresh
Every
every
turn.
turn. That would
I
be
mean,
incredibly broken.
sorry, not every turn. I mean every sort of game session.
My
Normally-
discretion, yeah.
Yeah, it's like if we do an immense role play moment, you can only have one at any time as well. It's kind of like getting DM advantage in D&D 5th edition.
I'm just basically working out if I should work to give you my luck to use, especially we can pass the luck along.
If
But I
the
think that's
tendency
probably
of the
not worth
game
it.
is that you all use your luck every session and you're still not like getting the rolls, then I will quite happy to give you luck every session because it's not going to matter that much.
Yeah, I mean, like I've got a +3 to all of my attacks because I got a +2 strength, +1 from a trait
Yeah,
as well. So
It's
I've got like +1 melee
guaranteed
attack.
hit, evidently.
And I rolled 6 there. So if you do want to use your luck and give me a reroll, I'll be more than happy. You know, I'm swinging with
Okay.
a 1d8 Morningstar. You know, I'm no slouch. I can do good. I can do good.
All right, we'll trust you on it.
Won't
Go
be a
and
waste, I
my luck
promise.
for you.
It won't be a waste, I promise. Here we go. Here we go. I said that out loud.
You've counted, Matt. You've given me a good enough target. Let's go for it.
Okay.
The old one
Fire,
bit.
fire,
Need to
fire.
hit but 1 for damage.
Fortunately, the damage
Oh.
explodes, so you roll the 1d8
It does.
again.
Oh shit! Is there any way to roll it independent, or just do a free roll from?
Slash R1D8, I guess, would be the only way.
Okay, so that's going to be 7 damage in
7.
total. Do you want to kill him
There
or
we
just knock him out?
Knock him out, please. Yeah. So even though like the Morningstar being a spiked metal iron ball on the tip of a wooden club, he's got that sweet spot that he loves. That maybe he's filed 1 spike down just for these types of situations where you can just.
Or maybe like
Pop the
that,
guy.
you ran up, swung, he did duck it, but on like the reverse swing, you just hit him with the pommel.
Oh yeah.
Right in the kidneys.
Just, there's a slight crack to his skull, and then he hits the ground. The
There's that
captain,
moment of oh shit, is he okay? And I see the rise of the chest, and he's like, he's okay.
the one addressed to as captain just sits there staring blankly at the raven.
I have to roll focus, so how would that work?
It's just the same roll. It's your spell check. If you fail it,
So just
it
roll the
breaks.
spell again?
If you fail it, you just lose the connection.
But then it'll also get rid of my spell, so just untoggle it if it does that.
You won't lose the spell. You're just ending
I know,
the
but
connection.
if I cast a spell and it fails, it automatically toggles it as lost. So I was just asking to I untoggle it then in that case.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, on a critical failure,
We're doing the wizard. Is the witch do the wizard mishaps?
oh, does it not give you the table to click? Why does it not do that when you roll
No.
it?
I don't know.
Right, okay, where is the table? What's it called? Mishap. You are tier 1. Scroll down. Public.
I'm starting to be not like magic if that's how focus works.
You glow bright purple for 10 rounds, granting enemies advantage on attacks against you. And obviously the effects of the spell are broken and he comes to.
I'm now just picturing like the spell backfiring instead of he's now hypnotized and taunted against you. So you're just this glowing icon.
Can we talk to him in between turns?
Oh yes, I mean you can like do a speech and stuff like that. It's a free action, yeah.
Oh there, nefarious individual! Look at our glowing purple mage! Lay down your arms! For who knows what threats await you in the dark. Type of intimidation bullshit.
He is going to come to look up at the large elephant standing next to him, look at his two compatriots who are lying killed on the ground, as far as he knows, might be dead. Durdle standing there with his axe raised, still caught in a branch, unknown to him. And then this large lion on his left. And then this bright glowing figure in the bushes beyond. And he's going to just leave his weapon, leave his helmet, and turn around and like book it on all fours and just like scurry off into the undergrowth of the jungle, or at least attempt to and escape.
Attacks of opportunity to knock.
There are no attacks of opportunity in this game.
Catch that scoundrel!
You want to chase after him, throw something at him?
Didn't pick the bolas, not bolas, but
It'd be Durdle if Durdle wants to try and do something. We'll be ending it after this little encounter tonight anyway.
Durdle will try and chase him down and tackle him down.
Okay, you will give me a dex roll.
Yep, no worries. Dex. Oh my god, I get +1 on this.
That is enough to get him, yeah. He does not have that high a dex. So you'll chase after Durdle and, I mean, you can grab him however you want.
I imagine he probably he eventually gets his axe back and tries to go after him and just sort of body blocks him.
Slam him into the ground. He's both hit into the wet dirt. He's flailing around. He's like, please don't take me. I don't want to go.
Well, you shouldn't have stole Timmy's money. Oh, wait, was there a villager called Timmy?
The old man walks over with his staff to the guy you've got pinned and just like clocks him on the side of the head and knocks him out as well.
Hey, this was my kill. Wait, Stud, were we killing them?
We will stop there for this evening then. Everyone, you can give yourselves 2 XP.
Beautiful experience.
1 for defeating the bandits and 1 for defeating the lion.
And none of us took a scratch. I also didn't give any scratches, but that's beside the point.
Someone's got high, someone's got a bit, some weed.
That's it. We took some stimulants. We snuck up on some folks.
He took some more stimulants.
And then the villager will tell us, oh, that's not the boss, by the way. This seems to be some random merchant or something.
Oh, it's young Timmy.
No, it's definitely the guys.
Well, I can shackle the boss then, and then the other 2 we can do something else with them. Maybe kill them. Well, if the guy doesn't talk, we'll just kill one of them in front of him. I think that makes a good sense.
Has Durdle already got a helmet? Because if Durdle's already got a helmet, I'll shotgun that helmet.
I do not have a helmet.
Oh, I'm putting on that big blue feather helmet myself.
Okay.
Thank you.
Spoils of war. Armor and helmet.
There is a helmet for Braz.
Oh.
He also had a sword, like a long sword. If anyone wants that.
I'd happily take a longsword. It might be better than my max. I think it's the exact same.
I
but
think stat-wise it's the same. It's the damage type's different.
Yeah. I don't think I've been getting +1 to my attack rolls, have I?
Yeah, have you got any bonus in strength? I noticed your attack hasn't got any.
My axe can use dexterity.
If it's got finesse, it's going to use whichever is highest.
Which should be dex, which is +1. Give me a second.
You're not making any pluses to your rolls, that's for sure.
Yeah. So it's not taking my strength, which is dex, which is +1.
Is that... hang on, is that not because you're not throwing it though?
No, it says finesse and throw, so it should have finesse when he uses it normally.
Yeah. Thrown it looks like a strength ranged weapon trick. The battle axe looks like you can use strength or dexterity to attack melee or thrown.
It says it has finesse, but it doesn't actually have finesse, that's why.
Oh, that was nice of it.
Yep, that's what I was saying for the battle
It
axe.
says finesse, but it's not got the tag finesse, that's what it is, so it's not applying the mechanical of it. But I mean, the battle axe...
I could have probably still not hit anything.
Well, it shouldn't have finesse though, because it's not a dexterity weapon, it's a strength weapon. It had finesse when it was the hand axe, which was the one you can throw. That's
so
what it is.
You'd want a rapier for melee if you're using dexterity.
Fair.
or a scimitar? Is there a
feel like I should
1d8
get
finesse
a
weapon?
scimitar for him.
So it should be like that.
Did I hear the glaive's finesse?
The glaive is finesse also, yes.
Yeah. If you're are you using one hand for a shield?
I mean,
Yeah, he's using one hand for a shield.
yeah, you'd want like a
There-
scimitar then.
Is there a I take it there's no 1d8 finesse weapon?
That would be funny.
It's a way of balancing dexterity usually. I'm suddenly surprised that a Morningstar's 1d8 one-handed damage.
I'm at 15 at 16.
Welcome to everyone else's predicament.
and slots are,
Machine that's never easy.
Damn, you guys get carried.
He's also carrying 2 treasure, that's why he's getting full.
Because I was thinking to take the guy, he's taking his elements and just take his sword.
I gave the sword to Turtle, he's got it.
Yeah.
You can
Turtle,
drag
you
onto
can
each other's sheets, I think, and it'll give you like a trade window.
okay. Characters.
Cold flask is burning this entire time.
No, it's meant to. Yeah, it's supposed to last forever.
Yeah, down to 2 minutes.
That's fine, they lasted the session as we needed.
Yeah. I'll probably just remove it for the sake of the
Yeah,
time.
I'm watching his backup, getting some case scenario.
Get 2 spellcasters that can cast light, I think it'd be fine.
Yeah, I've got a second flask that I can use for my land as well. So this one means I've got an empty flask.
For more specific things, find shrooms, about tea, your flask.
Let me give you an empty flask.
Balls as well there. Bless that shit. Yeah, I guess Foundry won't automatically give you an empty flask.
I just gave you a flask.
You'll see if it does. I get 2 flasks. I'll let
I'm
you know.
pretty sure it doesn't. I'd be very surprised if it's somehow coded for that. It's easy to make it do things when you like press things. To get it to automatically do things, it's harder.
So good for this so far. Hey.
No, don't end me.
Damage wise stuff doing better than the other team, yeah.
How much gold as well?
More coordinated, I think.
Well, not running headfirst into the enemies without any kind of plan does help.
Yeah, XP for the badger, because, you know,
Did that.
you're going to Caltros.
It was 1 XP from 1 HP from dying.
Oh, Jesus.
I could hunt.
If you'd hunted it down and killed it, you would have got XP for that one, yeah.
Don't let badger rounds usually.
The badger's got like 2 or 3 attacks, I think. It's not something you really want to fight.
And that's not even a badger.
I think it's meant to be like a honey badger because it's like a vicious thing.
Okay, put that for that one.
That's on my face!
It has 2 claw attacks, but it also has rage, which means it does 1d4 damage extra.
If you ever see an angry badger, you know.
And it doesn't run away, it's immune to morale.
It turns into a honey badger.
I'm assuming that is maybe that because it's got an AC of 11, which is quite high for something without armor.
It's got really thick fur.
Yeah. Okay, so use knock them out, and you will pick up there next time.
Catch you later.
Gotcha.
Right. Good night, guys. Have a good one.